Forget the nativity. Our next story is a modern-day Christmas miracle.
Yeah, it's going to sound surreal, but it is all absolutely true. On Christmas Day, 24-year-old nursery worker Kaylee was rushed to hospital after waking up in agonising pain.
But Kaylee and her partner Nick were in for the shock of their lives when doctors informed them that Kaylee was in fact 8 months pregnant and in labour and due to give birth at any moment.
Kaylee was one of the 300 women in the UK every year who experiences something called cryptic pregnancy.
Now, thankfully, Kaylee gave birth to a beautiful and perfectly healthy baby girl on Christmas Day. Kaylee and Nick and their beautiful baby Holly join us now alongside Dr. Sarah to tell us more. Good morning.
Morning to all of you.
Good morning. I mean, she is just absolutely beautiful. And also, Katie, can I also just say, she's, what, 3 weeks now or something like that?
3 weeks, Wednesday, yeah.
You look absolutely amazing. I didn't look like that after I had my babies. I was, like, worn out. You look great. But this is one of the things. You basically didn't change at all physically, and you didn't feel any different either.
No, not at all, really. It was only 2 weeks before that I was sort of really unwell.
And that 2 weeks before, you just thought you'd been out for a curry, the two of you, and you just thought maybe it was a little bit of indigestion or something like that?
Yeah, because we went out for, like, a couple of drinks as well, but I didn't have, like, a lot to drink, so it wasn't enough to make me sort of...
Think you're hangover or...
Yeah.
But then after about 2-3 days, it all went, so I went back to work as normal, and then it was only Christmas Eve that it all started.
So you'd been, and there's this extraordinary part of this. It's all extraordinary. You had no idea for the whole term of your pregnancy you were pregnant. You had no idea till you got to hospital something was wrong, that you were actually about to have a baby. But Christmas Eve, you'd been working. You were a nursery nurse, so you worked with families. And one of the mums turned around and said, "Oh, it's my child's birthday on Christmas Day tomorrow."
Yeah, so because I sort of remembered, because I was like, oh, it's their birthday tomorrow. Like, I couldn't imagine having a baby Christmas Day. Oh. So I kind of jinxed myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a bit. Nick, take us back to the beginning. How did you guys meet and where?
So we went out Christmas Eve, me and my friends.
Yeah.
And
This is 2023, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
And the friends of me and Kaylee turned up later.
Yeah.
Together. And funny story, because I actually said to one of my friends, I wonder if Selena's friend is good looking.
Oh, I see. So you'd heard she was coming.
So she walked up the stairs and I went, yeah.
Yeah, she is. So you sort of were smitten quite early on, became very close and spent this year together. Nick, had you talked about starting a family? Had you sort of thought that far ahead?
No, we literally was just planning stuff, like holiday, just nothing really.
Just having a lovely time getting to know each other?
Enjoying each other.
And Kaylee, you both went on lots of different adventures over the space of this year. So from 2023 Christmas time to 2024, what were you doing? You went all over the world.
Yeah, so I went Magaluf in July.
Yeah.
And I worked it out. I must have been about 3 months pregnant when I went Magaluf. I went to Amsterdam, we went to Turkey. I had girls' weekends out, like... I can't remember where I went, but I've had a few girls' weekends as well.
But you even went, like, whitewater rafting. Like, you were doing physical challenges as well.
Yeah.
And you never once thought, oh, this doesn't feel right, or you noticed anything any different?
No, like, I think because I was enjoying myself so much as well, I just carried on doing it, but...
You're quite tiny, and obviously little Holly's tiny, and you didn't show? There was no physical indication that maybe that there was a baby coming?
No, I didn't put on any weight at all during the pregnancy, which was quite weird, because a lot of people said to me it would show quite quickly. For someone like you, it was only when I woke up Christmas Day that my stomach sort of swelled up a bit.
Right.
But I thought that was just because I was unwell.
Yeah.
But
So you've gone into hospital, you've been rushed to hospital. When was the first time someone said, "Oh, I think you might be going into labour, I think you're having a baby"?
It was when I got to the hospital, because they just rushed me into, like, an emergency ward, and they were doing all different things. Like, they did an ultrasound on me. But then they walked off and was talking amongst themselves, so I was thinking, what's going on? Like,
Sure.
you've just left me.
Yeah.
But then they came over and was like, oh, there's a baby in there. And that's all they said, but they said they're ready to come now.
What do you think?
Yes, what went through your mind?
I was just like, at the time, I was worried because I was thinking all the things I've done.
Yeah.
I just hope the baby's healthy. That was the only thing going through my mind at the time.
Were you in the room with her at the time,
I was
Nick?
outside, so I didn't have no idea.
So when was the first time you heard that there's a baby coming?
45 minutes later, I was like a bit worried, and I was like, "Can I see Kylie? Is she all right?" Eventually, I went in, saw her. She was quite white, pale.
I'm sure she was.
And she literally, first words were, they've told me I'm going into labour. I was like, how's that happened? Like,
And so then what happened? Did you ring family? Did you ring your mum? What were the next steps?
So I managed to, like, when I was in the ambulance, I just about managed to sort of get in contact with my mum because I'd let her know in the morning that I'm waiting for an ambulance because we had to call again because the symptoms got worse, so then they came quicker to come get me.
It's Christmas Day, by the way, as well. Like, everyone's got a lot going on. You're thinking, I want to be opening presents and having a lovely time.
She was like, what hospital are you going to? What hospital are you going to? But I didn't know at that point. I waited till I was in the ambulance and they were like, oh, we're going to Queen Elizabeth. And so my mum was like a maniac and got to the hospital like so quickly. But I think she was shocked because she didn't know where I was because I couldn't even tell her where I was.
God, no.
And they told her, oh, she's on the maternity ward. And she was like, what?
And so after you had Holly, what was your reaction? Were you still in shock a little bit?
I was like, I fell in love with her instantly. But
Instantly.
I was in so much shock. I was like, what has happened? Because it was just all such a blur to me, like, at the time. But
It's extraordinary, Sarah, listening to this story.
Wow.
Kat had 2 kids
Yeah.
I've been through. We've got 2. There was no way that you didn't know that my wife was pregnant. You know, the idea that he's gone through that much time, no physical signs, not really much illness or anything, cryptic pregnancies.
Cryptic pregnancy. So this essentially just means that you're going through a pregnancy and you only find out in the late stages, or in your case, during labour. And it's rare, but it's actually not as rare as you might think. It occurs in around 1 in 2,500 pregnancies. So, you know, rare, but still it's happening.
Yeah.
And it can happen for a number of reasons. So firstly, it might be that you don't get the same symptoms as most people. So you might not have the morning sickness or the breast tenderness or the weight gain. Or it might be that you have those, but you misinterpret them or attribute them to other underlying conditions. It might be that you have irregular periods anyway, or erratic periods, or on a contraception that means you don't get periods. And so when you miss 9 months of periods, you're not really paying that much attention to it. But it's unusual that you have obviously gone through it without any physical changes. And I think, you know, I was trying to wrap my brains how this could be the case. And I was thinking, you know, it could be that you've got really good abdominal muscles, which means that it keeps it all in. It could be that you have a placenta that lies posteriorly, so at the back, and so rather than at the front, so it conceals it a bit. It might be that you've got what we call a retroverted uterus, so a womb that lies and tilts backwards rather than forwards. And it's obviously, Holly's quite a small baby as well, so it might just be that, you know, she's quite small, the amount of amniotic fluid might have been less, and it might be that she could have been lying transverse, so sideways rather than forwards or at the front, where it might not show quite as much. So, you know, I've been trying to rack my brains over how you were so smaller with it all, but that's what I've come up with.
It's extraordinary. Holly's absolutely fine. She's doing really, really well. Yeah. I imagine the fun you had sending pictures to everybody on Christmas Day saying, I'm absolutely fine, but someone to introduce you to. Your mates must have been absolutely... What did they make of it?
One of my friends thought I'd photoshopped it.
I bet they did. They thought it was like a Christmas. Yeah.
Because some of them, like, I waited quite a bit after having her before I started telling, like, other people. I told, like, the immediate people first, obviously. But I said, oh, something happened Christmas Day. And then she was like, why, what happened? What's wrong? And I said, oh, I had a baby. She was like, literally, she didn't believe me.
course.
Understatement.
She's like, you need to send me a photo. Like, so I sent her a photo and she was like, no, you photoshopped.
Oh, well, listen, she's absolutely beautiful.
She really
she's
is.
perfect. And look how content she is. She's so good. And you look amazing.
Congratulations, both
Wishing
of
you
you.
Thank you.
every happiness in the future.
Thank you,
you.
sir. Oh, hello.
Sarah.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Before all of that, our next guest, Sophie Larissa Weiss, is a boxing, wrestling and martial arts enthusiast.
But she actually makes a living as her alter ego, the Barnsley Basher, where men pay up to £500 an hour to be wrestled, dominated and pinned down by her.
Well, Sophie's here to explain more about her unusual job. Good morning.
Morning, Sophie.
Good morning. You know, obviously, you're so fit, you're so athletic. How did you start doing this?
So it all started with a guy that saw a fitness photo of me, then he just messaged me, then it all went from there.
When you say he just messaged you, what did he ask?
So he was like, can you lift and carry me for an hour?
For an hour?
For an hour.
Did he give you a destination where he wanted to come from and go to, or?
Yeah. So he obviously offered me a price, and at the time I didn't have much money, so I was like, yeah, why not? I'll give it a go. I liked the challenge. Then he sort of told me about the wrestling. So I sort of thought, oh, that sounds a bit scary, but then I thought I might try it. So then I obviously did.
So this one client that you had back then, is he still a client of yours now?
No.
No. So he started this whole thing.
Yeah.
It was his intrigue in you, whether you could lift him and carry him around, and then he sort of ventured the idea of wrestling.
Yeah.
Had you had any experience of wrestling before that? So...
No. Not wrestling. It was never like my thing. I didn't even know it was something I'd ever do. But my dad used to want me to go into martial arts, so he wanted me to get into karate, Thai boxing, stuff like that. I used to turn up to the classes and just keep the money, but he sort of figured out.
Because he would pay you to go. He'd pay you to go along.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were just taking the money.
Yeah, but he figured that out. He sort of knew. He used to like drive past the house and see the lights on, so he knew that I was still in and I'd not gone.
And your dad was actually a bodybuilder. Is that where your love of fitness came from?
Yeah. I wasn't really into the gym and stuff when I was younger. I was quite lazy. I was like a lazy teenager.
So what changed?
I think because I had like an eating disorder, like in my 20s. So I sort of was struggling with that, went underweight and stuff. Then my dad's just basically said, you don't really need to do that. Like, it's not that's difficult. It's not that complicated. So
they started helping you with your nutrition.
Yeah.
And once you started getting help with your nutrition, you started enjoying the idea of looking after yourself physically as well.
Yeah, because it's just literally, you don't have to, like, diet and exercise. It's more eat and train.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just a better way of
Sure.
life, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah.
So how often do you train now and what's your diet at the moment?
I've not been training as well as I usually do because I've been travelling a lot, but round about... I still go to the gym, but my jiu-jitsu, I haven't really been doing that as much because I've been too busy to do it. But, yeah, I go, like, 6 times a week to the gym.
And when you say you're busy, it's because you this career of yours and the bespoke requests you're getting has sort of really exploded, hasn't it? You're starting to get requests from men, not just as this first guy wanted, which is to be carried around, but to be wrestled and pinned down. What's their motivation, Sophie, to have you do this to them?
Their motivation, they just like to struggle underneath a woman and, like, test a woman's strength. But it's empowering as a woman to do something like this because you sort of think, oh, these moves do work.
And would you say you have a typical customer? Like, what's your demographic? Is it always the same type of person that turns up?
Pretty much. Like, I'd say the most common is 40 plus.
Right.
Like the age range. Then, yeah, they always turn up in, like, baggy shorts and a baggy top with a backpack, a bottle of water in their hand.
Ready for action.
Yeah, ready for action.
And have they told you where this comes from? Because obviously there's something in them that they've either seen or they've done where it's like, yeah, I want to do that.
James Bond.
James
Is it
Bond.
really?
Yeah, like a lot of them say that. James Bond.
There was a particular James Bond.
It's the lady that sort of scissors the guy.
On a
Oh,
top.
Famke
Famke Jensen played
yeah.
on a top,
I think
didn't
she's
she?
called Xena or something like that.
Xena on a top.
Something like that.
Oh, yes,
It's-
definitely, on a top.
Yeah.
I know, don't worry. That's it. But that scene, she flips and then she uses her thighs, doesn't she, to sort of garrote people.
I haven't really properly watched it, but I've seen snippets of it, and because I was really curious, I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is it a thing? Like, why has it started this whole fetish off? So
Sophie, let's talk detail then, because this is a business now. You have an OnlyFans account. You're not doing the sort of the more sort of nude stuff on OnlyFans. You say that doesn't really work. This sort of more bespoke fetish stuff really is. How much? So we were saying it's about £500 an hour, but how much are you making from this sort of form of fetish with your clients?
it's hard to put a price on it because it varies depending on how much effort I put in, where I am, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's changed my life for the better.
What have you done with all the money? Because you've earned a fortune from it now. What have you done with all the money you've earned?
So I've got an apartment in Bulgaria, then I've got my own house.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
it's all right.
Clearly profitable.
Do you enjoy it, Sophie?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
What is it you love about it?
I love the empowering side of it, the challenge of it, and just bullying men. I think it's quite fun.
Do you ever feel unsafe? Because you must have to really think about the safety aspects of it as well.
Yeah, I do have thoughts in the back of my head, thinking, oh, what if something could go wrong? But it's usually been okay. The guys are usually fine.
And what do you do to ensure your safety?
I have my own safety protocols that I do.
Right.
You know, ask for references is one of them from other girls.
Yeah.
Right.
You can sort of search the guy's name on the database and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
Because if there's anything bad, then yeah.
Now, look, I think if we've got you here, we'd love for you to give us a demonstration of some of the moves that that people can pay you to do. Unfortunately, medically, I'm not allowed to take part in this trial.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it your hatred of hash browns?
It's my back. However, fortunately, one of our team is willing to sacrifice himself. Shall we head over, Sophie, and you can
Lovely,
judge? This is David, one of our team, who's still got the script in his pass on.
Yeah. He's done several marathons in his time.
He's a super fit young man. Have you ever done
hold
anything?
your
Hold on,
glasses?
someone's got to take my
Have you
glasses.
ever done anything like this before, David?
No, and I'm a bit worried. I don't want to get injured. I'm training for London Marathon, so...
Yeah. How many marathons have you done?
12?
12 marathons.
I don't want to injure myself.
It's not a walkover then, Sophie. So
Yeah.
do you want to explain a little bit about what you might do?
Do we have to
So-
start nice and easy?
Yeah, because I don't want you to dislocate
You're not going
your
to flip
knees
me
or
over
anything.
like the other chap, so...
No, I can't go too brutal on you.
OK,
first
thank
time.
you.
So let's get down on our
Right,
knees.
OK. What, is he just going in like that?
Go in
Yeah.
like that.
Whoa!
What?
Go on then, try and get out then.
Yeah, come on, you've got to struggle.
I can't get out.
Come on, David.
Try and get out,
Come on,
David. Come on, David. 12 marathons.
Now, look, your legs are your power. Use your legs.
Come on.
David.
What about your core? Activate your core,
Yeah, where's
David.
your core, David?
Come on, you're going to do better.
Come on, David.
Oh,
Come on, David.
Come on, David, you can do it.
Okay, David, anything?
no.
There's
No.
£250,000 in the other corner of the studio. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's down.
He's tapped out. Oh, you're coming over the top. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
So-
right.
Now what? OK.
Oh, OK, yeah. Oh,
There we
yes.
go. Yes. No, now.
it's a good job you took your glasses off, David.
It is, isn't it?
It's a very good job you
How
took
does
your
that...
glasses off.
And there's an arm bar there, David. How's that feel?
Yeah.
like tag you in, you know?
No, no.
We'd
tagging.
love to do it, David, for you.
And so when you're actually wrestling with the... Oh, hold on.
it's going again.
we still
It's
got
going
more.
again.
There's more.
Do we have a ref?
We could have got someone in, surely.
Is this the old sleeper? This is the sleeper.
Lovely. Sleeper.
Go. Sorry, I forgot to speak from all the moves.
No, this is quite difficult to speak.
Okay.
I have to say.
Excellent.
Oh,
Are you tapping out again? There you
Yeah.
go. Well
Lovely.
done.
Let's hear it for David, everybody.
I already took one for the team there
You
today.
really did. You took 3 or 4, I think.
Yes, you did.
Sophie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sophie.
It's a fascinating insight into what it is that men enjoy, and certainly your career choice.
Yeah.
What do your family make of it?
My family are fine with it. I've obviously told them everything about it, and they just let me get on with it.
And it's clearly very lucrative as well. If you've been able to buy your own house, you've got a place abroad as well.
Yeah.
Things are looking good.
I just love the fact that she looks as glamorous now as she did before we even started.
As does David.
Shirts on
David,
top.
my friend.
Oh, God.
Welcome back to the world.
They might steam
How
up.
am I out of breath when I've done this late on the map?
I'm fine.
They just rough you up a little bit. There you go.
there you go.
Look.
While
Thank
we
you for
can-
visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Now then, we're talking cuddly toys that are renowned for their quirky designs and irresistible softness.
Jellycats have soared in popularity in recent years, with lots of the sought-after toys reselling for more than double their retail price. And someone who's a huge fan is our next guest, Sally Ann Redman, who's collected nearly 300.
Yeah, it's about 280 at the moment,
Wow.
but I've seen what's coming out this year.
Oh, so you're excited
okay.
about the future purchasing?
And
yeah.
so how many do you have here, Sally?
In the studio, I've actually got 130 because I brought a few more.
That haven't made it up here.
No, they're here.
There. And then Dan is going to be here and you're going to be talking to us about all these collections. Because these have kind of gone through the roof, haven't they, Dan?
We are living in the world of nostalgia, aren't we? We all love it. It makes us feel warm and cuddly inside. And the crazy thing is, now, Jellycats, it doesn't seem like that long ago, 1999, that they were launched. But there's a thing called Laver's Law. And Laver's Law basically says it used to be that every 100 years, things would come back in fashion. Now, because of globalisation, because of social media, and because the world is a much smaller place, actually, things are coming into fashion again in about 15 to 20 years. So all of those kids that were around in the 1990s are now wanting to complete their collection. So we're seeing not just we're seeing an absolute explosion when it comes to Jellycats, the value of Jellycats. We're seeing collaborations with Harrods. We're seeing collaborations with Selfridges where you can go and get fish and chips.
Yeah, it's like an experience.
Look at that.
This is on the toy floor in Selfridges. I took my boys the other day and I couldn't understand what was going on. So it's actually a toy.
So this is a plush toy and they are emulating fish and chips being made. We've also got bakeries in Paris where, you know, you can buy Jellycats as croissants.
They're not edible.
No.
They're not edible. They're not.
No, they've just
You've also
pretend.
got Harrods where you can buy the tea set. So really clever.
Yeah.
Really clever.
Clever bits of marketing. So, Sally Ann, when did you fall in love with Jellycats then?
I did buy a few when they started in 1999, just little tiny ones.
OK.
I don't have those anymore, but I suppose when I first met my late husband, he started buying me them for Christmas and birthdays, and that kind of escalated to if we were having a day out anywhere, we'd go to a Jellycat shop and he'd get me a Jellycat. So, and he used to give them silly names as well. But
and they slowly grew, and your collection now is pretty spectacular. You've got a couple in your hands, so these are special ones to you?
These are the specials. This is the first one that I absolutely fell in love with. And I suppose after buying him, I spiralled into collecting so many.
What was it about him that you particularly loved?
I just loved him, and I think it was that my husband used to muck about with him.
Right, OK. So
and it was just something that made me happy, and he did
he's
it
also
to
got a Taylor Swift bracelet on as well, hasn't he, around the neck?
Well, no, it's just got his name on it.
OK.
It didn't come with
A lot of them.
No, I was going to say.
No, a lot of them have got their names on.
OK, so there's that one and the other one?
This one is Shep. When my husband passed away, his nickname was Shep, my husband. So I decided to get a black and white dog, and this does contain some of his ashes.
Oh, how lovely.
So I've got something to cuddle
Hold on
forever.
to.
Yes, and he will go places with me. So these two are the favourites.
And so if they do mean so much to you, how do you decide which ones to sell or which ones to give away? Or...
I think what it is, I could go into a shop and buy 3.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll fall in love with 2. And then the other one, it's like, oh, bye-bye, bashful squirrel. You just don't fit in. I mean, I've never made a loss on any.
No. And why? They've doubled in value.
Oh, my
Like,
goodness.
what kind of figures are we talking?
Not just doubled, some of them have tripled, some of them have gone up 10 times. So, for example, even the new one in Harrods, the tea set, which is going for about £100, they're now going on the internet for £200. And someone on the internet is actually selling 2 sets for £429.
So they've gone and bought that from wherever they've got it, and then
Harrods.
they're selling it for more online because they know the demand's there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the world has gone Jellycat crazy. It really has. But we've seen this in other toys as well.
Yeah.
So we've seen this in, for example, Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies in the late 90s absolutely exploded in price. And what I would say to viewers, although this is really fun and the Jellycat craze is fun to jump on, don't spend too much on these Jellycats because, a word of warning, with Beanie Babies, for example, the prices went down quite quickly in 1999 when all of a sudden they started retiring a lot of the Beanie Babies and they started introducing a lot more, and people started going, well, hang on a second, maybe this isn't a wise investment, and the prices dropped. So do what Sally Ann's doing, which is actually collect because you love to collect.
Yeah. Who thought investing in beanbags wouldn't be a wise investment? I mean, it's... so when it comes to yours then, Sally Ann, what's the most you've spent on one?
The most I spent on one that was retired would be the very scruffy puppy here.
This guy?
Yeah.
This guy.
He goes with my dress.
He does, he really does.
Yeah.
He's a good accessory
And how
for
much
me.
would he have cost you?
That's Scruff Pup, and he was retired in about 2014, I think, and I paid about £100 for him.
Right.
But he would have originally retailed at £14.
But then you've also sold pieces of your collection. So how much money have you made from the pieces that you've sold as well?
Well, I've never added it up, but sometimes I sell ones that, like I said, I don't fall in love with, and that gives me some money to buy one that I really do want.
So it's sort of everything that you get, you reinvest into the collection anyway?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So, Dan, if we were to offer some sort of sense of what the value of the collection is, what do you take on it?
Well, first of all, when we look at Scruff Pup there, yes.
He's not talking about me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am. No,
it really does accessorise beautifully with your outfit.
Yeah, so Scruff Pup, you paid quite a lot, £100.
Yeah.
On the face of it, you paid it too much. However, they are starting to now sell occasionally for £100 in great condition. So actually, you've broken even. And again, Sally bought that because she loved that one.
Yes.
But if we look at the other ones, for example, we've got the Lux bunnies here, which are absolutely fabulous. They were... How much did you purchase these for?
This one I bought for 33, but he sells for 60 now, and that's within a couple of months.
And within a couple of months, it's doubled in value?
Yeah.
And keeping the tags on is important?
Absolutely, Ben. Yeah, but actually, some of these are now selling for 75, so they've actually gone up.
They're going up more.
Since then.
And what happens? Do they just release a certain number and then those are gone and then the new ones come through? Is that what happens?
Well, they're very clever, you see. A lot of these companies retire theirs. And so rather than saying we're just discontinuing them, what they do is retire. And so therefore there's this air of exclusivity and prestige, I want that bear and prestige. And the same with limited editions, all perfectly above board, but it does ramp up the prices. So people like Sally, ultimately, if they want a bear, have to start paying over the odds. But when we look at this collection, so we've got about 130 here, haven't we?
Yes.
Now, looking at some of them, some are worth a little bit more than others. Certainly, a lot of them have at least doubled in price. So you're looking for this lot about £3,000 to £4,000.
Oh my Lord! I didn't know. I had no idea.
Wow.
I've got some better news for you, Sally Ann. You've got lots more at home. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes,
Wow.
I've got more at home.
And also, it brings you so much pleasure
It does.
and happiness and joy.
And it's fabulous talking to her about it because she's so passionate. But her entire collection's worth about £8,000 to £10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not selling them.
Just cutting it away.
Not selling.
Never.
Well, some of the viewers at home have been sending in their collections. Emily's got one here. She has 230 Squishmallows, her youngest daughter, Letty.
They're
there
quite
are
new.
just some of them.
Squishmallows quite new?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are, yeah.
My boys quite like them. They've got a giant banana and a
OK,
Triceratops.
Michelle sent us her collection. Her daughter collects Care Bears.
Yes.
She prefers the original ones to the new ones. This picture isn't all of them. They're beautifully.
Now, this one here is from Kelly. She's got an 80s toy collection. And if you look really closely, there's everything from strawberry shortcakes to glowworms. I mean,
Guys,
give me an hour in that room.
Do you know what? I might get in trouble for doing this.
Go on.
But I would love it if we could arrange for me to go and see this viewer and do a trash or treasure with them, because that is an amazing collection.
Yeah,
Shall we do
as soon
it?
as we showed Dan that picture, his eyes lit up. He would love Kelly to be able to come and actually properly examine what you've got. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Jasmine has sent a picture of her Mimi and the Goo Goo collection. She's had since she was a little girl. She's 33 now.
Yeah. It's great. Absolutely. I don't have another one.
And then Angela.
Who's Angela?
Last one. This is something that Kat and I were talking about. In the 80s, when you used to have a collection of rubbers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Gosh,
And the rubbers used to smell, but they had to stop making them smell because there was always someone in the class who used to get them stuck up the nose.
And
I used to eat them.
Did you?
Yeah.
You used to eat them?
Yeah.
I asked him who was the person in your class that used to put them up their nose.
It was me. It was me. You can't eat the rubbers now. Don't eat rubbers now. They don't smell anymore, so there's no joy and fun in sticking them up your nose. Not that there was back then. It was just really inconvenient. But
Your poor mother.
Angela, we were exactly the same. We all had a rubber collection. That's fantastic. Sally Ann, thank you for bringing in all these amazing little toys.
Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Thank
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. First, though, after tragic circumstances left our next guest homeless at just 15 years old, he went into survival mode, which prompted him to start his very own gardening business.
Well, 19 companies and a collaboration with Sir Richard Branson later, Simon Squibb is now a millionaire who dedicates his life to helping people's dreams become reality.
Excuse me, do you guys have a dream?
She has a dream.
You have a dream?
I do have a dream.
What is it?
I want to be a singer.
OK, sing.
Oh no, I'm shy. That's why my dream hasn't become reality.
9.4 million people follow me online. Last video got 65 million views. This is your chance to get noticed, get followers, and your dream to begin. So sing.
Well, the money that you give me is my business money.
Yes. What business would you do?
A pastry shop.
Oh, lovely. If you cook me and my team some pastries, and I like them, I'll fund your shop.
What?
We have approval from the big boss. OK, tell me your dream.
My dream is to make a clothing brand. I haven't gotten like the registering or like trademark for it yet.
Here's the money for the trademark. So you've got some money to start your dream. Delete those games, by the way. Don't play those anymore. They're going to distract you. Business manager, right? There we go. Done. A business is born.
They're amazing, amazing videos. So I urge you to go online and find Simon and watch some of the videos. He's penned his first book as well, What's Your Dream? And you join us now this morning. Simon, lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good morning.
I've been watching your videos for a couple of years now. They've been popping up on my feed. I'm always fascinated by where the essence of what your question comes from and your history. Because, as we said in the introduction, you're a very successful businessman, family man, but your story is not an easy one, is it? You sort of had a great upbringing, but then suddenly this tragedy in your teenage years. Just explain a little bit about what happened to you and how bad things got.
Yes, I'm still feeling a bit emotional after watching this video because I know all those people and their dreams. But I was 15 years old when I was forced to become an entrepreneur. It wasn't a choice for me. When I was at school, I never was taught entrepreneurship. And now entrepreneurship is a very prevalent word. But when I was younger, I'm showing my age a bit, it wasn't really. You were an entrepreneur if you couldn't get a job. Yeah. So back then, it never really crossed my mind. And then, unfortunately, my father died suddenly of a heart attack. And a few weeks later, I found myself homeless. And I tried to get a job. But at 15 years old, everybody knows you can't get a job either.
Sorry, Simon, you find yourself homeless because you had sort of a big falling... I mean, it was a traumatic, emotional time for all of your family.
Yes.
You had a bit of a falling out with your mum.
Yes.
So you left home.
Yes.
And which is why you suddenly found yourself homeless, trying to work out how to survive on the street.
Yes, exactly, yeah. I think I always caveat this with, I was homeless for 8 weeks. So I wasn't institutionally homeless. I think homeless has lots of different types of homelessness. I find myself basically living rough for about 8 weeks, and I stayed on friends' couches, and people were kind and took me in, and I stayed in some family friend houses, and I managed to get myself off the street. But basically, I I tried to get a job to sustain myself, and I couldn't get one because you need a national insurance card to get a job, and you need an address to get a job. So I couldn't get a job. I tried begging on the street, and that was really, really awful, of course, as you'd expect. And I basically realised that I have to do something. I describe this moment, the entrepreneur muscle woke up in my brain. Everybody listening's got this muscle. It's just whether or not you've woken it up and or use it. So this entrepreneur muscle is what creates this sofa. You have an idea, you make it real. This sofa we're sitting on was in someone's head once, and they made it real. And so I suddenly walked past a big house, and they had a messy garden, and my brain said, this entrepreneur muscle got used for the first time, and I said, they've probably got money to pay me to take care of the garden, and I desperately need to earn some money. So I took all this courage, and I knocked on the front door, and the person who answered, I said, I'm Simon Squibb, I've got a gardening company. You know I didn't. Is it possible I could take care of your garden and you pay me? And they said, sure, how much? And I just made a number up. I said £200 a month. Luckily, I said per month, by the way. I teach about this in my book. You know, you've got to think long term, not a one-off fee. I said per month, and they said yes.
And they let you use the tools that you didn't have either. To be able to do other people's gardens.
You've read the book, which is awesome. Thank you for doing
that. And then, of course, you hadn't worked out that there was a winter.
No, I didn't realise in England we had a winter, which I don't understand, because I had been alive 15 years at that point. So I don't know why, but yeah, the winter came.
So then what happened?
Well, I basically built it up. I employed some of the homeless folks that I built up friendships with, and they helped me with the gardens, because it turns out I'm also a bad gardener. I didn't know that until I started doing gardening, and I managed to build it up, and I had money coming in. I got myself a house in a HMO, a shared room in a house, and I was free. I had a little business, and it was working. And then, the rain started coming, and then everyone said, "Oh, we're not going to do our gardens now, Simon." So my first big business lesson, which is basically you've got to think long term about your business, and the business had to stop, and I then had to get a job. But by that time, this entrepreneur muscle in my brain had woken up. And this is what I want to help everyone do: wake up that entrepreneur muscle in their head, so they have more options in life.
I think the other thing that I got from the book as well is to not fear failure either. You just spoke about there, you built up this business, you almost did the impossible, coming from being homeless and 15 years old, no equipment, you did it, and then it didn't work out. But it's what you learn from those moments. And you actually talk about Jamie Oliver in here, and we've had Jamie on the show before.
I'm a big fan.
And he'd be the first person to sit there and go, you know what, I made mistakes, but I absolutely learnt from them.
Yeah, I think the thing is, what people don't realise is that fear is a superpower that we all have, and we're not leveraging it right. In the modern age, we think, I feel fear around something. Someone asks you to do something. Like I was asked to go do a TED Talk. Instantly, I felt fear. But I said yes. Because fear is actually a superpower. It's like what it used to be is a lion's coming running towards you. You can run faster. You can think differently. So you need to feel fear to push through risk. Because it's not the harder you work, the luckier you get. It's the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So if you can build up your fear, then you can take more risk, and that means you're saying yes to more things, and then later in life you don't have any regrets because you tried to do everything you should have done.
So you make it sound so easy.
Well, there's a lot of perseverance.
Really is actually a lot easier.
But you then created this huge business, Fluid, which then became a hugely successful business, and you've since, I think, over 19 other businesses that you have created and invested in. And one of the things that you're really passionate about now is helping people achieve their dreams. The clips that we showed was you just walking around, going up to people and asking people, what is your dream? I find it absolutely fascinating, the amount of people that you meet and you bump into, and the range of dreams that people come up with. What have you been struck by with regards to meeting general public and introducing this as an idea on social media, Simon?
I think the thing is, what's really exciting is that people, you walk past some people you think have no dream. And so I walked past a guy, he was actually in the bins. I don't know what he was doing. You'd normally walk past this sort of person and be a bit scared. And I stopped and asked them their dream. And the dreams just blow me away. I mean, when you talk to people about their dreams, their eyes light up. Something changes in people when they talk about their dream. The problem is a lot of people don't think they're possible. They have what we call limiting belief systems. So they think, for example, starting a business is harder than working for someone else, which it's not true. It's not true. But people have these belief systems that they're so sure are true that they don't follow their dreams. And so, again, I tried to talk about this in the book, remove these limiting belief systems. But when people have a dream, that literally I can tell it's what they're meant to be doing, but people aren't necessarily anymore doing what they're meant to be doing. And I want to change that. I want to help people realise they can do anything.
And when you say you want to help, I mean, you bought a staircase.
Yes.
you put a Ring doorbell in there. And so anybody can go. They can talk to you about their dream. and you help them make it happen.
So here's the beautiful thing. It started out, really, I just wanted to help the 15-year-old me.
Yeah.
And when I left school at 15, I realised I'd been in school 12 years and they hadn't taught me any of these things that were all teachable. You know, how money works, how sales work. Anyone can sell. Sales is how you get free. Teaching people that they can make an idea in their head and make it real. None of this was taught at me at school. So my original idea 5 years ago when I started this was just to help the 15-year-old me. It was quite a selfish endeavour. But I needed to find out what people's dreams were so I could help that 15-year-old me. But I've noticed now that, you know, what's like, with the doorbell, what's happening is we put this doorbell up in Twickenham and we said, if you've got a dream and you can't find me, there's only so many places I can be at once, you can now go to this doorbell and press it and pitch it. But here's the beautiful thing. When we put the dream up online, it's no longer just me helping, it's the community online helping.
Right.
So people have put their dreams up online, they've got funding in the comments, they've got a client in the comments. We just recently, a lady called Emma Wills, she got 300,000 followers now supporting her. She wanted to be a clothing social media influencer. She was getting on a bus, I asked her, now she is. In 24 hours, we've helped become what she wants to become. It's still up to her, but I think it's the community side that really excites me now. Like, and with the doorbell, so Richard Branson is now also...
Well, it's contagious, this energy that you have.
Yeah, now
Richard Branson...
He's such an icon for me. When I was 15 years old, he was the only person I could reference. When I said I was an entrepreneur, people would say, you mean you can't get a job? And I'd be like, no, like Sir Richard Branson. And now he's working with us, and we've put a doorbell on the Virgin Hotel in Shoreditch.
Yes.
And from Friday at 9 a.m, you can go there and pitch to that doorbell, and myself and Richard will react to your dreams, and we're both going to promote you on our social medias. So this thing's growing, you know, it's the community growing, helping people's dreams, not just me, which is the bit I'm really excited about.
I think that thing, that the word that Kat used that's so relevant, it's so contagious.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Helping people sort of leads to helping people, and that community builds, and it becomes something that builds that momentum. It's really incredible.
Really true.
Yeah.
Simon, love it.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
And thank you for coming on the show today.
Pleasure.
There's an audio book as well, which is great, that you read. Simon's book, What's Your Dream, is out tomorrow. Just busting
Honestly,
Get on
I'd
with
urge you
it.
to find
Do
Simon
it.
online as well and just watch some of the interactions that you have with those people. Because there was the woman that you've been talking to recently that's got her patties that are now she's done £30,000 worth of sales just from talking to you about the fact that she wanted to launch a patty business.
Oh, you should follow her too. I watch her videos every day. Her energy for doing what she loves. She's made vegan patties, for those that don't know, that basically are nutritious, tasty, and they make you healthy. For her, they made her healthy. So she wanted to make them for other people. But yeah, she's managed to get into 30 stores, and every single day she's on social media, dishing out her vegan patties, living her dream. It's just so inspiring. I get a lot of inspiration from the dreamers themselves. I watch them go for it. They have a bit of luck. We all need a bit of luck. So you could argue getting on my channel is a bit of luck, but you have to leverage that luck. You know, and that's
you've got to make the luck work for you, haven't you?
Totally.
Simon, thank you. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Almost 1 year since the XL Bully was put on the list of banned dogs in the UK, and attention has now turned to another breed.
Cane Corsos have increasingly been seen as a status dog after the XL Bully ban. Famous owners of the dog, which can grow to weigh 8 stone, include Vin Diesel and Marcus Rashford. But does its size pose the same risks as the XL Bully?
John Allison is the owner of a Cane Corso Vito here, who's alongside us, and Dr. Scott is sitting on the sofa too. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. John, lovely to meet you. And your beautiful dog.
He is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
The most docile, extraordinarily charming dog.
Dribbling, gentle, giant.
Most dangerous trait.
Oh,
Tell us, though, John, a little bit about the Cane Corso. When did you first start having this breed of dogs, and what's he like, generally?
Vito is he's 7 years old. He was my first Cane Corso. He came to me from Bulgaria at 5 months old. As you can see, he's a very loving, affectionate companion dog. He is big and powerful. You know, we're fully aware of that. But as you've seen today, he's very calm, very relaxed, very social, which is, you know, ultimately the most important thing when you bring any large dog into your family. But as you can see, he's a fantastic companion and absolutely adores affection of everyone around him.
Yeah, really is a gentle giant. Dr. Scott, tell us a little bit about this breed.
Yes, so Cane Corso, or Cane Corso, if you want to be posh, they are a very powerful dog that you can see. They're an Italian Mastiff.
Yeah.
Their lineage isn't fully clear, which is why they can't be registered with the Kennel Club. But they have descended from war dogs of Rome because they're very protectionist, they're a guard dog, and so they behave still in those same ways. And as you've already said, heavy dog, about 50 kilograms.
Yeah.
So that does mean that it is not a dog for the faint-hearted. It needs to be with someone like John here, very experienced, who is able to sort of control a dog with this much might.
Yeah.
You know?
So we were saying that it's about a year since the XL Bully has become a banned breed. Why is the focus now turned? Because when you see Vito here, you know, he's a big dog, but he seems incredibly docile and lovely and sociable. Why is suddenly the focus onto this breed?
Well, I do think it's mostly media-driven because certainly we were chatting before and neither of us are seeing, certainly in my veterinary practice, I'm not seeing a rise in them. They aren't on the dangerous dogs list, so therefore they're not a banned breed. So that means that they can be sold, they can be bred, and they can be owned normally. Compared to the XL Bully now, who they can no longer be bred in the UK, they can't be rehomed, can they? They must be microchipped, must be neutered, and must be muzzled at all times in public spaces. So if people are looking for a menacing-looking dog, sure. Yeah, this guy, you know, in a dark alley, he would be looking quite menacing.
Yeah.
But, in fact, it isn't the dog that is the root cause of this problem. And certainly by meeting Vito, you can see very clearly that is not the case.
Absolutely. I think people kind of choose to use them as a status symbol almost a little bit and as a sign of power, I think, if in the wrong hands. But there have been attacks, and very serious attacks too.
Yes, so quite recently, I think the media has turned their focus to this breed, and as a result, all of a sudden, these reports have come to light. So in October, there was a dog that had attacked and killed a gentleman's brother to the point where he's now serving 4.5 years in jail. Really? And there's been a number of attacks that have occurred throughout the course of 2024, which have come to light.
Yeah.
But that said, I would always say that every single breed of dog, no matter what kind of dog, has the tendency or has the ability to be dangerous. Obviously, the bigger the dog and the more powerful the dog, the more chance that might turn into a life-threatening injury. But it's certainly not at the paws of any one particular breed as to why these issues are occurring. Instead, it ends up all being down to responsible dog ownership and education.
Your dog, John Vito, had his ears clipped before you got...
Oh, yes, yes. He came to me at 5 months, 5 months old. So
and the tail dog.
These puppies arrived in the UK already with an ear crop and a tail dock, which is actually common practice in a lot of these countries. In Eastern Europe, you know, you see a lot of the dogs that do come from there. They do have these procedures taking place, and albeit that we don't agree with it here in the UK, and it is, you know, very much illegal within these nations. You know, we can't impact them.
No,
Just
you
wanted
would never
to explain
turn
that to our
them
viewers because they will be wondering.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about this with your family. I mean, you're clearly a very responsible dog breeder, a dog owner. You have a number of these and have had. But you've got a young family as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I have 3 children who are, my oldest is 15 years old, so he's been around the dogs since they arrived. My younger 2 children, obviously, not so much. However, 3 and 1.
Okay, little ones.
Yeah. However, it's very, very important to note that regardless of the size of the dog, I would never leave my children unattended with the dog, regardless of a Cane Corso or a Shih Tzu. You know, it doesn't matter to me.
Whatever the breed.
Whatever the breed, no child should ever be left unattended. And I think what's really important to point out to that is, yes, everyone focuses on the dog, but young children's behaviour is erratic.
Yes.
We would then put the blame on the dog, albeit, yes, it's non-negotiable. Children, or anyone for that matter, should never come to harm. However, children can cause pain very easily to dogs. They pull ears, they pull tails, you know, they pinch skin, they stand on paws. We automatically blame the dog. We need to, as parents and as adults, take responsibility for that and advocate for our dogs, ensuring that the dog and the child is never in that situation that become to harm.
You've got a 15-year-old, and admittedly, like, you can have the best intentions when you are a dog owner, but there are occasions when suddenly you might need to nip out. and suddenly, and then the dog's on its own with the children.
So even at the age of 15, my son is never left alone.
Right.
You know,
and you wouldn't be able to walk him either.
No, and I walk the dogs.
Because I think, it's Vito 7 stone?
Yeah, 49 kilograms, yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong, when we are out together, I will absolutely let my eldest son hold the leash. I am there and, you know, and supervising that. But my children are never left home alone. And I know there will be people out there who say, well, I'll leave my 15-year-old home. That's OK. I simply don't.
You wouldn't. No. What do you think about the comparison now between your breed and the XL Bully? How is the Cane Corso different?
Well, the clear difference is that the Cane Corso or Cane Corso was bred for a working purpose. The XL Bully was bred for aesthetics. Looked very, you know, it looked fantastic. It was a very beautiful looking dog.
Striking.
But it had striking, yeah, a great example. But it had no working purpose. The Cane Corso does, and as you see with many of the high-profile personnel throughout the country, the dogs serve as a guardian for their homes. When they are on national or, you know, international television, they have a dog there to protect their families. And those dogs that those guys and girls have, they're in training for up to 2 years.
Yes.
And it costs a significant sum of money. These aren't dogs who are just, let's buy a big dog and put it in this home. These dogs are carefully selected by responsible training companies with a lot of interactions with the families who are taking them in. Up to 2 years in training before those, you know, people get them in the home without the trainer. So there's a lot goes on behind. The big difference that we have seen over the last, you know, kind of 12 months is that, or the key thing we've seen, is that the laws brought in simply don't work. That's the key. We've got it wrong again. Well, the nation have got it wrong. For me, the solution lies an initiative of education, licence and consequence. Now, we have 10.8 million households in the UK that own dogs, whether that be one dog or multiple, there's 10.8 million households. If we charge a licence fee per year, because let's remember, it's a privilege to own a dog, not a right.
Yes.
If we charge a licence fee of £40 per year, we could generate close to £500 million per year that could be reinvested into education in our schools.
Yeah.
Could be reinvested into safe areas and public spaces for dogs.
Unquestionably, sorry, Joe, I'm only pushing because we're a bit out of time. Unquestionably, Scott, a fee, £40 for responsible dog owners who want to have these breeds and look after them, they would all probably embrace that and think, I'd be very happy to put that money out there to licence my dog and also put it into the support. It's not necessarily as easy as that to put into practice. What's your take on this as a breed?
Well, first of all, let's just say, so we've reached out to the government and they have said there are no plans to put them onto the dangerous dogs list. And just as John said, it's all about education and enforcement. Yeah. The RSPCA is kind of going, we told you so, and saying inevitably we will be looking to another breed to blame for dog attacks. And finally, from my perspective, I think it's using a dog as a weapon is the same as blaming a knife. So if we say we're going to ban knives, well, all the people that are responsibly using them in their kitchens can't use them. Instead, we need to focus on irresponsible breeders and irresponsible dog owners.
Yeah, I think well said. And John, you spoke so eloquently about it. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Something I'm extremely passionate about, you know. And
he is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thanks, Dr. Scott T.
Thanks, guys. And well done, Vito, for being so
excellent
well-behaved. I think better than some of the gladiators might be later.
I thought you were going to say me for a second.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Then, it's the secret formula supposedly used by A-listers to help them easily lose weight without experiencing the negative side effects of weight loss jabs.
But what is microdosing and could it be too good to be true? We're joined now by beauty editor Olivia Falcon alongside Dr. Hussein to tell us more. Good morning to both of you. Good morning. Dr. Hussein, let's start with you, first of all. What is microdosing? Just a tiny bit of something, essentially?
Yeah, so microdosing specifically in this instance, the weight loss injections, is using doses or dose intervals that are lower than what is licensed or what the manufacturer advises. So, for example, with tirzepatide, Mounjaro, the trade name, 2.5 milligrams is the lowest dose that you can be on. But in certain instances, some people are using it, for example, every 2 weeks rather than every week.
OK.
So the same dose, but then spreading out the injections?
Yeah.
So that counts as microdosing?
Yes, because the actual way that these are administered is through a pen, which automatically releases a single dose.
Right,
So
okay.
you can't really effectively halve it.
Right.
In certain other instances, in other medications, then sometimes we will, when it's, for example, a liquid or a tablet, and that can be done, or an injection where you can modify. But in this instance, it's being done by extending the intervals.
OK. So we're going to talk to Olivia in just a moment, who's been starting the microdosing herself. But from a medical professional's perspective, does microdosing work in your experience?
So if we look at this specific indication, where we're using Mounjaro tirzepatide, its half-life is about 5 to 6.5 days. So that's why it's given once a week. When you give it more and you have extended intervals beyond a week, then the drug would have pretty much gone out of your system. So you're going to be having varying levels of effects of the actual drug itself. So it isn't something that I personally would use with my patients.
Sure.
But it is something that some private clinicians are using as a kind of interim point between being on 2.5 milligrams, the lowest dose, and not being on it at all.
OK. Olivia, let's come to you. You look absolutely amazing. You look fantastic. When did you first start using the weight loss drugs?
So
And
I
why?
started using the drugs in May of 2023.
Oh.
Maybe actually, no, April. I was feeling really, really unwell. I was going through the perimenopause.
Yeah.
I was coming up to sort of heading into my 50s. And I was I felt for myself, I felt quite overweight. I was the same weight I was when I was full-term pregnant with my first child. I had really bad lower back pain. I went to see a doctor and I did some blood tests, and they said to me that I was pre-diabetic and my cholesterol level was 6.6, which I think is fairly high.
Right.
So I had a friend who had been taking an injection called Ozempic, and I went to go and see her doctor, a private doctor in London, who suggested I start trying some of the injections.
Olivia, before you tried or spoke to that doctor and tried the injections, did you address any lifestyle changes that you thought might have helped as well?
So I started off with a functional medicine doctor. So they were the ones that ran all the tests for me, and they put me on a lot of supplements. I always exercise. I go to the gym 3 times a week, but I am guilty, I think a lot of people are, of maybe snacking. I kind of sometimes would get involved in my kids' dinner before my dinner. I had a glass of wine, you know. Throughout the pandemic as well, I put on some weight, you know, overeating maybe. So I did for about 3 or 4 months before I went down this route. I really sort of tried to be mindful, but, you know, I have a very busy lifestyle and it was quite unsustainable. And what I found with these injections is it has made, you know, keeping a healthy weight for myself much more easy and attainable.
But when you first started taking the full dose, the regular dose, did you start to get side effects? Is that why you leaned more into the microdosing?
So when I first started, I started on the lowest dose, and I just did this lowest dose for about 4 months. I sort of went very slowly and then upped the dose. I think the way you're meant to take them is they usually prescribe you to go the lowest dose, and after a month you double your dose. But I sort of did the lowest dose for about 3 or 4 months. I did go up to a 1 milligram dose of Ozempic, and I did actually feel quite ill when I did that. I felt very, very tired. So I decided to go down.
When did you start noticing the difference it was having physically? We're looking at some before and afters there, which are
oh my gosh.
I mean, you know, it's very apparent. You can see the difference in you.
Yes. So I think when I sort of went the lowest dose for 3 or 4 months, I didn't initially notice much difference. When I went up a dose, that's when I noticed the weight come off. My lower back pain, which was really bothering me, went. My cholesterol reduced from 6.6 down to a 5.6. And I do regular blood tests with a doctor, and they said, you're no longer in the pre-diabetic zone. So it really has been quite remarkable for me.
And how do you administer the microdose? How do you do it?
Right. Well, I bought, just to show everyone, this is the pen. And it's usually, if you were doing this, it would be a weekly injection. It's like an EpiPen. But I'm doing this once every 2 weeks. And what you do to get the dose is you click the pen. Some people, I believe, don't click to the full dose. They do half the dose. But I'm just doing this every 2 weeks rather than every week.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that one of the real benefits to this is the fact it doesn't cost you as much money, but you're still achieving results.
Exactly. Well, this is expensive, but for me, it's been money incredibly well spent.
How much is one of those pens?
It's about £180 a month, so it's not cheap. But I, you know, it really has been. I would pay more than that because it has really transformed my health. And I feel a lot better for it.
Olivia, what do you say to people who will be looking at this and going, for heaven's sake, you look amazing, you look fantastic. You're never in the benchmark to get these drugs on the NHS for free. We can talk about that in just a moment. And it was never intended for people of your size. You just needed to be a bit more disciplined. You just needed to be sort of a bit more on it.
I mean, for me, I was feeling really unwell and I was heading towards being diabetic. So I definitely didn't want to go down that road. I think there are so many women going through the menopause that really are struggling. We all work, working mums, you just have such a busy lifestyle. And this has been such a helpful tool to really sort of not only reclaim my health, but I just feel so much better in myself as well. And yes, I wasn't ever obese, but I was clearly having some really bad physical symptoms.
And it affects your confidence, obviously,
100%,
as well.
yeah.
Dr. Hussein, there's going to be ladies that are sitting, watching at home, that are hearing your story and it's ringing bells with them. What would be your advice about microdosing, and should people do it?
So, it's really complex. Obesity as a condition, we know is so complex. There's big genetic components, there's strong environmental elements. And what I would be very careful about is that we think of the long-term plan. Most people do not want to be on this injection, whether they're microdosing or dosing in the normal intervals, for long periods of time. And what this shows is it has temporary effects. While you're taking it, it will suppress the appetite. It works on that hormone that does that. But we need to think about what internal levers can we pull rather than just the external levers, because once those external levers are gone, we need to consider what are we doing within the lifestyles. Now, it's really challenging. Look, and I'm speaking from a person that actually was, 4 stone heavier and really struggled with weight myself. I was diagnosed with liver disease and told that if I didn't lose the weight, it would have gone into cirrhosis. And my family all struggled with weight. Now, that was 10 years ago. There wasn't options for the injections then. Was it challenging? Yes, it was massively challenging. Did I lose weight over 6, 12 months? No. It took, probably 4 or 5 years to lose that weight. But it's about the lessons that are learned and the levers that you then develop internally to be able to pull that. And there's challenges. Menopause is a challenge. Busy lives is a challenge. And we need to work as a society to build an environment where we aren't all gaining weight. Because we are. As a population, we're all gaining weight. And these are great tools. They're great tools, but they do not fix the underlying problem.
Olivia, at some point you're going to stop, I assume, or you're going to... Okay.
Yes.
And how are you feeling about those levers? Do you feel you've pulled the right levers so when you do stop, you'll be able to maintain...
I mean, for me, this has stopped like the snacking and the second helpings. So it goes to show you that you don't need as much food as you think. And it kind of quietens the head in your voice, the food chatter. That I think, we have a reward system. We think, at 4 o'clock we'll have a bar of chocolate or whatever, a biscuit. So I am being quite mindful I'm doing this to try and make sure that when I come off it, I'm not going back to what I was doing. It's a really good tool to sort of highlight that.
Yes.
It's really important to work on those tools internally, because you're so right. It can be so difficult to quieten down those voices.
Yes.
But think about even before you start taking the injection, what is the long-term plan to start building it right from the beginning?
If it's a catalyst for change, it might be a
Has
very
to be a good thing, doesn't it? Olivia, thank you.
Thank you.
For coming in. Dr. Hussein, good to see you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Now to Daisy Suarez-Giles and her husband Keith Giles, who is sadly one of the many who have lost their home in the fires. They join us live from their hotel room in Los Angeles. Good morning to you both. Thank you, Daisy, and thank you, Keith, for joining us this morning. We're so sorry to hear about your loss and everybody else there in California. Thank you for chatting to us this morning. Can you tell us a little bit about that Tuesday and when people started to leave?
Hi, thanks for having us here. Tuesday was is a night that I will never forget. You know, the smoke, the fire, the smell, the wind. It was very frightening. We actually just gotten back from holidays, so the whole day I was just, going on my life. Kids went to school, and I didn't know there was a fire. I actually found out because I received a text message from a friend. She texted me around 8 p.m. and I didn't see it until closer to 9. When I look out the window, then I saw the smoke and I saw the fire. Yep, those are that first time I look out the window and I saw that. And I realized right there that something was wrong. I told my husband this is not looking good. He was trying to keep me relaxed and keep us comfortable and not scared, not to panic. Everything is going to be okay. It's far out. I don't think it's going to come this way. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to take any chances. I think we should just prep a luggage and just be ready just in case we have to run out of here and go. And
I think that's one of the most frightening things is just how erratic the fire is, Daisy, when you say, you just don't know which way it's going to go. And you've got 2 little boys, Henry and Lucas, too. How old are your little boys and what did you decide to do? Did you decide to sleep in the car?
So what I decided to do was, they went to sleep. We had a power outage, so that's when I got more scared. I'm like, okay, this is like even getting worse. And I packed a luggage just to have it ready. They went to sleep because the little boys were tired. They were exhausted. They wanted to sleep. And I made it very clear that if everybody went to sleep, they needed to go to sleep ready. They needed to have clothes on just in case things got more worse. We would have to just run out of the house. My niece, she lived 2 blocks up the street, so her partner left the house at 10 p.m. He alerted us that there was no rooms available. So at that moment, I was like, okay, I see people, I was seeing a lot of cars driving down the hill. So I was telling my husband, a lot of people are leaving. So I think we should be ready to have an exit plan as well. And I was just more concerned that we were going to have to sleep in the car. So I had a lot of pillows and comforters ready in case we needed to sleep in the car.
And we're just looking at those, Keith, we're just looking at those pictures there. It's just shocking seeing people trying to take their animals, those horses being saved. You've got your little dog in your lap there as well. And as a family, you were able to get away safely. I understand some of your neighbours decided to stay and try and protect their homes.
We've heard there are some, yes, a few people that have been found in their homes. Some made it, some didn't. So that's the risk you take when you want to try and protect your home, I guess. But we felt that keeping the family together was more important than trying to save the home.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about the community. How long have you been where you lived, and had you experienced any fires, not on this scale, but in the past in that area? Because it's the sort of thing that we've watched from afar over the years. It's never been quite as savage as this, though.
We've been there just about 4 years now, and we hadn't seen any fires in this area. I lived in an earlier lifetime. I lived a little further east of there, and I'd seen a few fires, but nothing anywhere close to this kind of scale.
And with regards to the rebuilding of the community and the rebuilding of your house, I mean, there's complication that we're understanding over here is a number of people had their fire insurance cancelled in the last couple of years because of the cost in these insurance companies or whatever. How are you feeling about the opportunity to sort of get back and try and get that community up and going again?
There's mixed feelings. I mean, we loved that community. It was a fabulous community, but there's really none of it left anymore. And, we're lucky we did not have our fire insurance canceled. What that's going to cover, though, we have no idea at this point. But do we really want to rebuild in an area that's going to have probably much sparser population, and the community is already so badly damaged? So it's mixed feelings.
Yeah. And it's about taking care of the pets and the boys. So where are Henry and Lucas now, and how are they processing this? Because it's so hard to explain, I think, to, especially to children who are so young.
Henry, he's a strong little boy, stronger than I even thought. When I cry, he said, "Mommy, why are you crying? They're gonna fix the house. The builders are gonna come and they're gonna fix it." And I mean, he said they're gonna fix it. And I'm like, who? He's like, the builders, they're gonna come and they're gonna fix it, right? And he's very hopeful that we're gonna have our home back. Lucas, yesterday when my husband spoke to him, he called and he asked my husband if the house was ready, if they already fixed it. And it's just really it's very depressing for me because everything that we do, everything that we have worked for is for our family, for our kids. That night I could not sleep. I stayed up even though they went to sleep. And like I said, at 1:30 in the morning, when I saw that fire, like 2 houses closer, it was just 2 houses behind the house in front of me. I woke them up and I said, "It's time to go. We gotta run and go. Like we have to go." It was already getting bad. And it was just like it was just horrific, just trying to, leave and driving and seeing the fire. And we had to go up the hill to drive my other niece to pick up her car so they can leave. So it was just not a good picture, not a good memory. And my kids had to see that so they remember. And Lucas, one of the first thing that he did, Henry has been speaking a lot and telling everybody what happened. Lucas has not said anything. And one of the first thing that he did was in the car, in the vehicle that is burned, he started drawing a picture of the mountain with the fire.
Goodness me, it's so brutal on them. I think I'm right in saying that the boys have gone to stay with some family, haven't they? They're not with you there in California at the moment.
Yeah, they're in Florida with Daisy's family right now.
Lovely. Okay. So they're with their family in a completely different part of the world and hopefully having a whale of a time, a million miles away from the reality of what's faced. Well, look, thank you both for joining us this morning and sharing your story. Fingers crossed that community can get itself back on its feet as soon as possible. And it's as painless as it possibly can be, but we can't imagine what you're going through right now.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the space and the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we're going to join my another family now who've also lost their home. Jeff Austin is live in LA alongside his daughters, 13-year-old Abigail and 10-year-old Madeline. Morning to all of you. Thank you, girls, and thank you, Jeff, for staying up to talk to us. I imagine, Jeff, hearing Daisy and Keith talk there sort of is pretty similar to what you and your family have been through. Just talk us through how it all unfolded for you.
Yeah, I mean, very similar in some ways. I follow a guy, a really remarkable guy, Edgar McGregor, online, and he's a local, lives in Altadena, and gives weather reports local to our neighborhood. And he'd been warning about these strong winds for, he gives us days advance notice. And he'd spent time in Eaton Canyon where the fire started, and he would video himself every single day picking up trash, and he warned us, if a fire starts, go. The wind was it was rough that morning, and so we actually left and went to a hotel when the girls got home from school. And so we were actually gone before the fire even started, because it was going to be 80-mile-per-hour wind, and we have a tree that hangs over our house, our bedroom, my wife and I's bedroom, and so we wanted a good night's sleep and thought we'd just be back in the morning. So we took off at a hotel early, and honestly, like, making decisions like that, it was having information like what Edgar passed us and what he passed to so many members of our community. I think he saved lives. I mean, it's just a lot of people got out, and it reduced traffic, and it helped, clear the neighborhood. So we were out pretty early, and then we went to bed that night when the fire was moving the opposite direction. And then I woke up and it had completely just gone crazy. And from about 4:30 on, when I was awake, it was just trying to find information and find out what happened. And then we got a picture from a friend who's a highway patrol officer, and he had to break the bad news, but in many ways, like, just knowing felt a little better.
So when you say you got a picture, sorry, Jeff, a friend who was a highway patrolman took a picture of what was left of your home. That's what you're saying, and there wasn't anything.
Yeah. He was driving. He was working up he lives in the community as well, and I had texted him and I just said, if you're up there and you can give us something, it would be amazing. And so from the car window picture is what he sent me. And that picture is how I, that's how I first found out. So the other pictures, I know I have a neighbor who went up and took other pictures for us. So yeah, it was very helpful to know, but just devastating.
Yeah. And have you been back to where your house was yet, Jeff? Or what are the practical implications of what happens next? Because I imagine there's so much to do, and it must be incredibly overwhelming because you've got to, you obviously feel so emotional, but at the same time, you've got to be practical too.
Yeah, it's sort of like I haven't really had a chance to like kind of grieve the whole thing yet, because I mean, there's thousands of us just in Altadena alone that are now looking for temporary and long-term housing, for those of us staying in the area. And so my wife and I are just, I mean, I feel like I have a third job now, just finding a place to live, dealing with insurance, replacing, an entire life of things. And there's a lot of those comments like, well, things are just things. And it's true, but there's just your home and the things you have kind of tell your story. And so they can be a little more than things to, I know they are to me. So it is really very much just I'm working all day, and luckily the girls have had friends that take them in during the day, and they get to kind of escape it. And I really appreciate our community, our friends for giving us that chance.
Maybe I can just ask Abigail and Madeline how they're getting on. Abigail, what's it been like these last few days for you and your family and your friends as well?
Yeah, I'm like just truly so grateful for just being able to kind of be surrounded by that kind of community, and the amount of donations that we have received, and just being able to just be around friends and having that comfort is just so amazing. It's it's tough, but it's also knowing that this community can be so beautiful coming together. It's just it definitely is.
Was it scary, Abigail?
It definitely was. I'd never been through a windstorm this powerful yet. And then knowing that our home is gone, it's just kind of I don't know, you're kind of in denial at first, and it is scary to know there's so many people who have lost their houses and stuff. And yeah, so it is scary, but being surrounded by that kind of community, it makes it a little less scary.
And Madeline, I know that your dad got you all to pack some stuff before you left. What were the things that you took that you're very glad that you were able to pack and save?
A pair of shoes, obviously. One of my stuffed animals.
Your Squishmallow.
Yeah.
Your Squishmallow.
My sweatpants, probably. And I don't know, everything that counts.
Yeah.
I just was expecting to come home that night. I mean, the next night.
Yeah.
And
it just wasn't to be, sadly, was it? But as you say, and as you've just brilliantly articulated, Abigail, having that community around you that's looking after you and putting an arm around you that you can share what you've been through is going to be hugely important going forward. Jeff, thank you for joining us this morning. Girls, thank you for joining us. I know your mum's very emotional as well, so big hugs to her. And we wish you all the best for the future. Fingers crossed.
We greatly appreciate just having the chance to talk about our community. And Altadena is a great place. It's a magical place. We'll come back. We're going to be rebuilt and alongside of so many other people. And it's going to be a long journey. And I promised them I would say it would be very helpful for me if Liverpool could help win that league this year. So
oh, Jeff.
I told him I wouldn't wear my hat, but
I tell you what, there's always an opportunity to talk about your favourite football team, no matter what the situation.
There always is.
But do you know what, though? In moments like this, when you're looking for any sort of hope to cling on to, they're really, really important, whether it's for the girls, whether it's for you, whether it's for your family, your community. So fingers crossed you can rebuild as soon as possible and you get all the support that you need going forward as well. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
My one message to Altadinans, though, is Altadena is not for sale. Like, we're rebuilding Altadena how it's supposed to be, and we're not going to let it become something else. So thank you all so much for letting us tell our story.
Thank you.
Not at all. Lovely to meet you all.
Guys.
What an extraordinary couple of families they are.
It's amazing, isn't it, how the worst of times can also bring out the best things in human beings and communities.
Well, you've got friends. You lived out there. You know, I was speaking to some friends yesterday. I was speaking to one of my really good friends, Darren, and his wife's parents' house is still really vulnerable out there in California. They've got a family living with them. They're a bit further down the coast that have lost their home already.
Yeah.
So everybody somewhere will have a connection with some family that has been through what those two families have just articulated.
And what Jeff said is absolutely true. It's all about everybody taking care of each other and really having that real sense of community and pulling together.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Well, look, we're thrilled to have Noel and Sue and 22 children and 13 grandchildren, of course, in the full extended family. 18 of the family are joining us now. We're going to try and introduce as many of you as we can. We've got parents, Sue and Noel, of course, alongside Millie and her new husband, Harley. They've got their 3 children, Chester, Elodie and Ophelia. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Wedding.
Yeah.
We've also got child number 8, Katie, who's got little Ronnie on her lap there, who's making his presence felt. It's lovely to see you all.
And then we've got numbers 20, 21 and 22. That's Archie, Bonnie and Heidi. As well as number 13 through to 16. That's Max, Tilly, Oscar and Casper. And last but not least, numbers 18 and 19, Hallie and Phoebe. Good morning,
everybody.
to you all.
Good morning.
Can I just say, first of all, I have 2 little lads. To get them out the house in the morning is a nightmare. Congratulations for managing to do this.
Oh, it is a mission.
I can. What are mornings like in your house?
They're chaos. Like getting the kids up. I mean, there's some that definitely don't want to get out of bed, mentioning no names.
Who doesn't want to get out of bed over there?
Yeah.
Is it you?
And then getting them their breakfast, and then there's always missing shoes.
Always.
I was just going to say, there's always a shoe missing, isn't there?
Yeah.
Always one.
I can imagine. And how many times do you have to tell them to put their shoes on?
So you say, all right, everyone, coats and shoes on, then you go around tidying the house or the kitchen or something, you come back, they're still sat there. No shoes, no coats on. Oh, no.
Exactly
I say that 5 times.
Yeah.
We're just passing Ronnie out so he can have a little bit of a walk around the studio. Vix is taking control. You're in charge now,
Come on, Vix, you can do it.
It's just such a fabulous thing to see you all here together, Sue and Noel. Let's just ask, because we talked about Christmas and how magic Christmas is. How was Christmas at the Radfords? How many of you were there? What was the intensity like?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So we had Millie, Harley and their 3 children came, and then we had Sophie,
Joe
and their 3 kids as well. So I think there was 30 of us in total, and it was bedlam, but it was amazing. Like, Christmas is just such a magical time in our house.
Who does the cooking?
That's me.
You did it
I did the
all?
cooking, yeah. So myself and Tilly, wherever she is, she helped me prep the night
She's
before.
there. Well done, Tilly.
And then just, Christmas Day, I just get on with it. But it's I always say it's just a Sunday roast, isn't it? With pasta.
You say that.
Yeah, no,
But
but-
like, how many roast potatoes did you do?
Oh, we had loads. We had 2 turkeys, a gammon and a piece of beef.
Right.
And loads
And
of
it all
pigs.
How many
went.
pigs in blankets, though? Does everyone get enough pigs in blankets?
No, they went wrong this year.
Oh, did they?
They were a disaster. But never mind.
And you've also got 8 dogs knocking around the house as well.
Yeah.
Why 8 dogs too?
We love the dogs. The dogs are just a part of the family, aren't the kids? We love them.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Just more chaos, more
Yeah,
fun.
we love it.
More mess.
The place is kids with dogs now.
So let's talk a little bit about the wedding. Millie and Harley, congratulations. Harley, as the person that's come into this family, is it quite overwhelming, sort of being greeted by the Radfords? What is it like being the son-in-law?
To be honest, it's not even that bad. Like
It's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's not even that bad.
That's a resounding.
Yeah, very loving people, very nice, very welcoming, and they're just
It
really,
was a lot
really
quieter
nice.
than what you expected, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
really quiet. I thought my house is more crazy than.
Really?
I'd say
How
so.
many
Yeah.
in your family then?
We've got 3.
So there's just the 3,
Just,
and
yeah,
yours is
about
crazy.
5, yeah. It is loud.
And mayhem in our house all day, every day. People comment on that, though, don't they? They expect the house to be absolutely crazy.
Noisy.
The noise levels are just up there. But actually, at times, it can be calm.
Like this, it's just absolutely fascinating. I don't know how you've done it.
No, I
It's
don't
amazing.
either.
No,
and then,
we don't.
Sue, you're going to be 50.
Oh,
I mean, I
congratulations.
shouldn't really mention a lady's age, but you look incredible, by the way.
The big 5-0.
The big 5-0. No, Ben was 50 as well.
I've been through it in
this year.
December.
So what are you doing for
I didn't make much of a fuss.
Did you not?
Yeah.
He made he milked it for
I
weeks
think you've got
and
to, right?
Oh,
if
I
you're
agree.
going to you're turning 50, you've got to have, you make the most of it. You've got to go big, haven't you?
What's the plan, Noel? Well, how are you going to make sure she feels very special?
I think ideally we'd love just to get away with it on our own, just
Yeah.
2 of us. But we do want to do a big family holiday. Everybody, grandkids, just everyone.
Yeah.
So that'll be getting on to, God, I don't know, 35, something
Yeah.
like that.
Wow.
Something like that.
Have you ever done that before? And what are people's responses? You know, like when you all come down to the pool. How do you get enough sun
I think
lounges?
well, the most we've had is 26.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's all right.
Was it?
Yeah, we don't do hotels, we try and do a villa. It's a bit more
Right.
controlled.
So,
You know
yes,
where
just
everybody
you
is.
lot.
The
Yeah.
funny part is when you're going to check in to get on the flight and you hand all of the passports over.
Oh, yes!
And their face is an absolute picture. It is so funny.
Yeah. And of course, Katie, little Ronnie's gone somewhere. He's being looked after. But is it lovely having little ones when you've got such a big family? Because there's so many of them that can be looked after by their brothers and sisters or their cousins.
Yeah.
He's never short of cuddles.
He's never short.
Yeah. I was going to say, but because that's one of the things, like, isn't it? You know, it's a busy time, and you've got little ones on the floor being looked after by their aunts and uncles.
Yeah. Yeah, they've all got someone to look after them.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, Katie, Millie, are you going to emulate the size of the...
You know, every time it's crazy in our house, we always say to each other, like, why did my mum ever have more than 3? Because I will never have more than 3. That's just enough.
That's what I've always
No,
said.
because with 2 you've got
Maybe
the
in the
hand
future,
each,
not
haven't
yet.
you? But with 3 you really don't have that spare hand, so...
But you're not ruling it out, though, Harley. You're saying maybe in the future?
In the future, maybe, yeah, but not right now, no.
But you do know...
All the kids are in nursery,
Right.
and Elodie starts next year, so
Right,
I feel
okay.
like gives us a bit of our time as well.
But the thing is, Harley, you see, if you do emulate kind of this family situation, then you're going to have to run out for pints of milk in the morning. And like bread. How many loaves of bread did you get in the morning?
A couple of 3 day. Milk, maybe 18 pints a day. We can go to the shop at 7 o'clock at night, buy 12 pints of milk, and quite often it's gone by the morning. Cereal bowls everywhere.
Wow. You have to bring milk home from work.
How many fridges do you have and things
2
like that?
fridges, yeah.
2 freezers as well.
2 fridges,
Puts
2
everything into
freezers.
context, doesn't it?
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
But there aren't going to be any more, though.
No, definitely not.
Because you did say that before as well.
Yeah, I
Didn't you
did,
say
but
that? Like, what number
I've
did
said
you say?
that since, well...
Oh, a long time ago.
About-
We said that when you get to 40, we're not having any more.
Yeah.
I don't know how many we've had since then.
So Heidi's your youngest.
Yeah.
She is.
And she's just started school.
So she just started school in September.
How's she getting on?
She's loving it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loving it.
And how are you getting on?
Yeah.
Suddenly not having any
Yeah,
kids,
so
or
that's-
your kids. I imagine you've got grandkids popping up here and there.
Yeah, I mean, we've always got the grandkids round, but it's a different feeling when all of your kids go to school and you don't have any little ones at home.
Yeah,
Sad times.
You're not starting to think, oh, maybe.
Just take a nap.
No.
I literally like, I'm just going to have a lie down. Don't you wake me up until they come back.
Yeah, when the house is quiet, we don't like it. We
No,
love it when they
it's
get back
weird.
from school, don't
The
we?
noise and bedlam is magic. Well, look,
Yeah.
thank you all for coming in. Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank
Oscar,
you
for
for
waking
having
up.
me.
Because it looks like it's probably, if you're anything like my teenage boys, they don't like getting up either. So we appreciate you all coming in.
absolutely.
It's lovely to see you
Thanks
all.
for having us.
It's
Lovely.
amazing. It's always good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. 22 Kids and a Wedding is on Channel 5 on Sunday at 8 p.m. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Today, we met the stars of ITV drama Playing Nice, which of course tells the story of toddlers switched at birth in a shocking hospital mix-up. It's a drama, it's not true, but so many people watched it and it's so compelling because you spend the whole time watching going, gosh, can you imagine if that happened to us? What would we do? What if?
I struggled to watch it because
Yeah.
it was so uncomfortable. It definitely resonated with people, but it's hard to imagine how something like that could actually happen in real life. But as we're about to find out, it actually does.
Yeah, Shirley Minosse Newson's life was turned upside down when, At the age of 43, she discovered the parents who raised her in Wyoming were not her parents at all. She had actually been swapped at birth.
And Shirley joins us now to share her story. Good morning, Shirley.
Morning,
Good morning.
Shirley.
Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning. Let's kind of start off, I suppose, at the beginning, really. Did you always feel like an outsider within your family, even when you were a little girl?
Yes.
And how did you feel? What made you feel like that?
The family I was raised in was very tall and white and fair skin, you know, the fair skin and everything. And then I was petite with dark skin and I just didn't fit in.
And did that bring questions to your mind? Did you start to question yourself even from a young age? And what age did you start to feel like that?
The youngest I can remember back would probably be when I was 5 or 6 years old.
Wow. And was it discussed within the family, Shirley, that you were sort of slightly the odd one out, or did no one really talk about it?
Yes, it was talked about within the family.
But at no point did anybody say, look, maybe we should actually get this checked out. It was just more of a sort of a family, sort of bit of family fun that you were slightly different to the others.
It was more like the mother that raised me had an affair.
Ah, OK. So everyone was very suspicious that she'd had an affair and you weren't actually the daughter of her husband.
Correct.
And were you treated differently within the family that raised you? I know you had siblings. Were you treated differently by the family, and in what ways?
Not really differently. The family had changed dynamics when I was born. So it was a cold, unfeeling house.
So it was a cold, unfeeling house. Now, it was when the father that brought you up that was very ill and his health deteriorated that you finally sort of got some answers and your world turned upside down. Tell us what happened.
The father that raised me was dying and wanted to have a DNA test done. And I was excited. I wanted to have a DNA test done too to prove finally who I was.
And you were 43 at this time, though. So for all those years, he'd obviously been suspicious. You needed to know something. Why had nobody said, look, should we try and get this done sooner? Why did it wait till that point, do you think, Shirley?
It was in 2000, and I don't think DNA testing had been active then.
And so what were the results of the tests?
0.00% chance he could be my father.
And at that point, what was his reaction? And also, what was the mum who raised you, what was her reaction too?
When I gave her the test results, she looked at me and she said, well, if he's not your mother or he's not your father, I'm not your mother, and I will take a DNA test to prove it. My raising father said, I knew the minute I looked at you in the cradle, you were not my daughter. You had dark hair and you were dark-skinned and you looked like none of the other children.
Wow, so the connotations really were that she had an affair, the mom that raised you, essentially. And so then she had a test done as well. And what happened then? And what was her response?
She just called me and told me that she had the test done and she wasn't my mother.
Gosh, Shirley, I can't imagine how difficult this must have been for you, particularly because within this, I think you described it in the environment, was quite a cold and unloving environment anyway, to find out what must have been earth-shattering in many ways and maybe a little bit sort of satisfying to understand that you weren't their birth child.
Yes, it was validating. The test helped me understand my feelings.
And so then what happened next? Obviously, your brain then, you know, starts to spiral and you must be thinking, who are my real parents? How am I going to find them? It must have been almost like opening Pandora's box for you.
I just became a private detective and went and looked at the library for admissions and dismissals, and I went to where the birth certificates were and did all this research and found out through my attorney found out that where my mother was, and I spoke with her.
Gosh, OK, so just before we ask about that, because that must have been an experience in itself, the hospital, you knew where you had been born and your parents who brought you up knew where they had had their child. What did the hospital say when you went to them and said, I was swapped at birth, and and were they able to explain it?
They said maybe someone came in and switched the babies for a joke, or they were in the dads were in the grocery store and they switched carts. They came up with crazy ideas.
What, the dads switched the carts while they were shopping? That was one of their reasons. So,
oh my Lord.
I mean, that's even crazier
yeah.
than the fiction that they would suggest that. I imagine that they were very nervous about admitting responsibility.
Yes.
So what happened with the hospital? Did you ever get to the bottom of what really went on?
No, we will never know.
And is that because you settled a case with them out of court, so you never got the final investigation?
Yes, and I did a lot of investigating, and there just wasn't any way you could explain how it happened.
OK, so now take us to the moment when you met your biological mum, and how did you find her?
I found her through my attorney, and she was kind of cold and very leery. She knew her daughter was her daughter, and she was very upset. So she wasn't as receptive to me.
So the daughter that you were swapped with, she fully believed that was her actual birth daughter?
Yes.
So really difficult, because she's being cold towards you. Your own family that brought you up are being cold towards you. What was their reaction to the long-lost daughter that they suddenly found?
They had parties and welcomed her, and they had banners hanging all over, and I ended up going there because of my birth mother, Polly, wanted me to go to.
And then did you eventually develop a relationship with your biological mum? And how was it?
No, I never developed a relationship with my mom. She just was not there for me. But my Aunt Mary, her sister, was. She took me in and became my surrogate mother.
And what's that been like then, to find an actual member of your blood family who has welcomed you and told you all about the history of the family and a little bit, I guess, of what your heritage is?
Yes, I'm very close to all of my biological cousins. I've learned how to cook Mexican food, and it's just exciting.
And what do you want people to take away from your story? Are you hoping that by writing the book that you've written, that you'll be able to help other people that may find themselves in a similar situation?
Yes, I want them to know that with faith, anything is possible. I survived and escaped 2 dysfunctional families.
So in the end, Shirley, would you say that you did get your happy ending that you'd been searching for all your life?
Yes, I have my husband and my children and a large extended family of biological family and family of love.
And are you still in touch with any of your siblings that you were brought up with?
Yes, my brother Bill and I are close.
Which is lovely. Well, look, thank you for joining us and sharing your story. It is truly remarkable. And you know, as you say, you got your happy ending, which is the key thing in it, really.
Absolutely. And you wrote your book, The Little Dark One, A True Story of Switched at Birth. It's available now at your website. Thank you so much, Shirley. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. So when you're watching Playing Nice...
And you said that would never happen.
And it's a drama.
That would never happen.
Well, it happened to Shirley.
Yeah.
And it can be very... I mean, truth can be stranger than fiction as well, which it must have been.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Our next guests are no strangers to the camera, and as you can see, not too shy either. They are stranger to clothes, actually.
They hate clothes, if anything.
They don't like clothes.
No, this is brilliant. These are the Denton Dream Boys, which are a group of men, all from a very sleepy little village, Denton in Norfolk, who have stripped off for a nude calendar, but in the name of charity. So it's all for a great cause.
Yeah, we are delighted to be joined by Mr. January, Wayne Mayhew. Yeah, and he's got a hot water bottle, which, yeah, keeps running. We got Terry Townsend, Mr. March. Yeah, I love heart, because it's obviously Valentine's Week. That's good. We got Peter Grant, Mr. May. What have you... A bunch of
Mr.
flowers.
March. Oh, yeah, I got flowers.
Jason Carr, Mr. July. You got your son there. We got Paul Wilby, and you've got your beach books this summer. And Mr. November... Well, you just got that because you need that. Because you've been blessed. Good morning, all. How are we? How are we all doing?
Thanks for having us on.
You know you're on national television now.
Well,
yeah, you are. Fair play to you, Paul. You came up with this mad idea, but a brilliant idea. Why?
Yeah, basically, we wanted to raise some money for a good cause, which is Addenbrooke's and Petworth Hospital Trust. Basically, because my son had a life-threatening condition, which basically he could die tomorrow or he could have a maximum of 2 years. And they've done a new procedure at Petworth, and that managed to cure his blood clots in his lungs.
Wow.
And now, because of that, we have a little granddaughter as well. So,
So they saved his life?
Saved 2 lives, really, and brought another one into the world.
Oh, fantastic.
That is amazing. So you thought, I want to sort of pay it forward, raise some money for that hospital. But you'd done loads of different fundraising things, hadn't you? So how does this suddenly come about?
Well, the village is always raising money. We're a very close-knit village.
Yeah.
Always, everyone's willing to chip in to raise a bit of money. But I wanted to do a bike ride originally from Kent to Norfolk, but with an ageing body. And I don't know why, but one day I just said, we'll do a calendar. Let's have a
it's
go,
aging
see how
pretty
we
well,
get
my
on.
friend. It's looking all right. In good shape. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And luckily, we got a good photographer in the village, so I went to him. He basically said, yeah, I'm up for it. And I sort of sold it to everyone that was a topless.
Yeah, I sort of want to know how you sold this. Were you down the pub trying to recruit people? Because surely,
Yes.
let's get to Mr. January.
He was.
What made you want to get involved?
To be honest with you, we have a village talk, and Paul put it forward. I was a bit sceptical, but my wife then sort of almost pushed me into it. And because of the cause,
yeah,
you know, why not? So myself and my partner, Mr. January, Gary, who unfortunately can't be with us today,
said, yes,
he
do it.
participated with me, and yeah, that was hence the reason.
Good
How about you, Terry? How did you get involved in this?
Well, I heard Paul talking about it at the hall one Friday night, and I thought, that sounds a good idea. So I put my name down and waited for the photograph.
I think it's brilliant, because what gets me, Craig, is that there's only 12 months of the year, but 15 of them volunteered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some months have got more than
It's
others,
a
haven't
strange
they?
old village.
Oh,
I just want to be friends. Peter, what's the reaction been like in Denton?
Oh, just fantastic, really, yeah. I mean, everybody's thought it was a really good fun, you know, good idea, and it's in a great cause, isn't it? I mean, why wouldn't we do it? Quite honestly. What have we got to lose?
I think a lot of people would shy away from it, but I think the fact that there's so many of you doing it, you know, there's strength in numbers here, right? Yeah. I think that probably helps.
He twisted my arm, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You,
He did,
Jason,
yeah.
recruited a few. And how did you pick your months? Because you got the nice warm month here.
Yeah, I did, and there was any chance to get the chopper bike out, so I thought, yeah, why not?
Oh, there you are, look, in all your glory.
Oh,
I thought it'd be
that's a
very
lovely
nice.
chopper. What?
We're on the cusp at all points here, getting into a lot of trouble.
Phil, you seem to be vaguely knowing that you are naked on national television. You were surprised when I did tell you that. Have you enjoyed the experience?
Well, I'm a bit slow. Yeah, I'm a bit slow. But
have you enjoyed the experience?
Very much, yeah. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
And did you feel the
Everybody's
pressure
been
to
nice.
get into shape? Because you're all in cracking shape.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
Very
You are, and I think it's really brave as well.
There was a few of us went to. I've got a gym at home, and there's the Banger Boys. They signed up, so it was a little man's club. So I ended up little chat and, you know, work out a couple of times a week, hit the
brilliant.
diet. Christmas has come, obviously, we put it all back on, but, you know, yeah, it was a good time to meet up, you know, talk. So, and we've carried on, so, yeah, it's been good.
So the reaction's been great. You've sold a lot.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah, I think we're getting up to 700, just under 700 now. Which
Oh, fantastic.
amazing, yeah.
Oh, great. And you are on television now. I'm guessing there's going to be a bigger demand to
hope
get some more
so.
printed.
How do people buy them? How do they get them?
They just go onto eBay and Google Denton Dream Boys and it comes up.
Denton Dream Boys. Get Googling.
And there's
Get
also
on eBay.
There's also a Just Giving page as well. That, again, just Denton Dream Boys. And if we can get on here and do this, you can put £1 in your pocket and put it on the Just Giving page for us. All going to a good cause.
I don't think this is going to stop with a calendar.
Oh, hopefully it will.
I'm feeling like some kind of stage show or something like. No,
I'm
would you
seeing
go?
Channing Tatum. I'm seeing Front in the Front. I think there's stage shows, there's live shows, there's a movie. There's a lot.
I think you could do a lot more with this, lads. No interest.
No, this year it's the ladies' turn, evidently.
Yeah.
So ladies are doing it next.
So they say.
Have they been recruited yet, or
No. There's always a lot of talk on a Friday night at the bar. But after that, they forget, and then next week they remember again.
Hey, I tell you what, Denton sounds
normally about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, sounds like a great place. What were you saying to me? How much is a pint in Denton?
Pint's about £2.50. Pound a
What?
shot.
Pound a shot. Look at that.
That would explain
Get
this
us a Denton.
situation. There.
I just have to say it's members only, so don't all flood to Denton.
But we will sign you in.
Thank you.
Good.
Let us be honouring members.
Yeah. I will need the 6 weeks in the gym beforehand, though. You know what I mean? Hey, fair play to you, lads. I think it's absolutely brilliant for a really, really good cause. Get on eBay, get your hands on the calendar. Take care of yourselves. Are you going to stay naked for the day, or what's the plan? It's cold out there.
It's a bit cold.
Got to make some money.
No, absolutely brilliant. Denton Dream
Tell
Boys.
the girls we'll see them in a week.
Right, we're moving swiftly on. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun this morning. We're all very flustered.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Dan's here on the sofa. You've been finding out where some of the stars of our favourite Christmas films from yesteryear have gone.
Yeah, and not just the stars, but also a house. And in particular, a very famous house. This house is probably one of the most famous American homes, bar the White House.
It's Home Alone.
The Home Alone house. Now, what is so cool about this is it's a real house in Chicago.
Yeah.
They put it up on the market back in 2018.
Yes, it's been for sale, hasn't it?
Yeah, for almost like £4.5 million.
So what, you can actually buy this if you've got that money?
It sold almost straight away the minute it went online. But what that means is we've got photos of the inside.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So we can
It's like
compare.
Rightmove.
It's exactly
Now,
that.
I know a lot of people will be watching this movie later on tonight because it is a Christmas favourite.
Oh, it's a bit more modern.
Now, when you're watching
Oh, it looks
it,
nice.
look at that iconic staircase. It's now very minimalistic, very
like
pale.
it.
Look at the living room. Look how different. Look at that fireplace. It's changed.
It has.
Oh, I prefer the new one. I like
The
it.
kitchen's had a modern
Oh, the kitchen's
sort
weird.
of upgrade there.
It's like your kitchen.
And then the four-poster bed's gone.
It's like your four-poster house.
Surely that's my house.
Which one do you prefer, guys?
Obviously, we like the Home Alone one,
Yeah,
don't we?
of course. And so many memories as well.
And the good
cosy.
fact about the Home Alone house in the movie is that every single thing you watch in that house is red or green. Every single thing. They made it
They
a
themed
conscious
it like that.
a decision. Yeah, so from the sofa to the
Oh,
carpet,
watch
they're the
that
only
back.
colours
Really?
they use in the whole
Amazing. I
house.
love it. Apparently, there's a cinema in there as well and a gym.
There's plenty of stuff. Look at the
All right.
size of it.
Oh, it's a really posh house. Another Christmas favourite, of course, is Love Actually, which, again, all the families will be fighting over which one to watch tonight. And you remember at the end of the movie, there was a little girl called Joanna who sang the house down with
her?
All I Want for Christmas. Do you remember that moment? Let's have a look at this. Incredible singer. The actress is Olivia Olson, who played that role 21 years ago.
Wow.
Can you believe she's here with us now? Olivia, happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas, Olivia.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I can't believe 21 years later, we're still talking about this movie. Did you ever have an inkling that it was going to be as big as it was?
I had no idea. I was only 10 when we first filmed the movie, and I didn't really know who any of the actors were, so I didn't know the gravity of this massive, massive film that I was going to be a part of. And it's great that it's become more of a classic every year.
Olivia, how did you get the part?
Oh, this was one of the first things I ever auditioned for, actually. I went behind my dad's back, and me and my mom went to an open casting, and there was probably 50 girls that day, all singing the same song, Fallen by Alicia Keys. It was the song of the year. I also sang that. And the rest was kind of history.
It's such an iconic part of that film. There's so many amazing stories. But, of course, you know our Dermot because you did Celebrity X Factor, I think, was it 2019, Olivia?
Yes, Dermot and I go way back.
Oh, she's the best. She's so... But now, her stuff now is incredible. You should definitely... Like, she's got such a great voice.
What do you remember from her singing in 2019?
She just had the best voice and she should have won.
Olivia, do you watch the film at Christmas? Do you see it and sort of fondly remember it? Or have you had enough of it now? Because 21 years on, we're still banging on about it.
She's over it.
Yeah.
You know... Every year I kind of flip-flop a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I can't get away from it, and other times it's nice. It's a really good memory, and it was a great time for me and my mom living in London while filming. So it's nice to look back on.
Oh, we've loved it.
We love watching you every year. We absolutely adore it. Olivia, thank you so much for joining us on Christmas Day. Have the best day ever.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, darling.
How amazing is she?
Amazing. And Sean, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you.
Can I have a bit of this Bucks Fizz?
Knock yourself out, darling. Knock yourself up.
Cheers, Josie. Thanks for that.
Thank you, guys.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
We're meeting some of those who are putting the celebrations on hold in the name of public service. We've got Kat Dalton, critical care practitioner for the Wales Air Ambulance, who literally looks like she's raring to go right now.
The action woman. Also, Alex Millichamp and Adrian Hennard, who are the chefs at the Chandler Court Care Home.
And we've got Zoe Hebden and Maddie Archer, firefighters for the Cheshire Fire and Rescue Service. Attention! Who are definitely at ease. So, welcome, everyone. Kat, let's start with you. You're going to be working on Christmas Day. What will Christmas Day look like for you?
So I'm actually working Christmas Eve and Christmas Day this year. So Christmas Eve, I'll be here at our Llanelli Air Base. So I'll be responding on our helicopters and rapid response vehicles to the sickest patients in Wales. This will be medical cases and trauma incidents. It might be cardiac arrests, road traffic collisions, falls on heights, anywhere that we can deliver our advanced skills. We're able to administer pre-hospital anaesthesia, administer blood products and perform surgical procedures. And we basically bring the hospital to our patients. And then Christmas Day, I'll be up in the ambulance control room and our critical care desk, where I'll be looking at all the 999 calls coming into Wales to work out where to send our 4 crews that are on duty on Christmas Day. We hope we're not needed on Christmas Day, but unfortunately, injury and illness doesn't stop for Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Kat, we need people like you to work these hours, and I've got to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you do, because you have got a little boy at home, haven't you? He's only 2, isn't he? So how will he be spending Christmas Day, and how do you do your Christmas with him?
So I'm very, very lucky to have a really good family network. So my little boy will be spending Christmas Eve with his granny, and then he'll be going for a sleepover at his grandparents' house and spending Christmas with his uncle as well, because both me and my husband are both working Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then Boxing Day will be our Christmas Day, so Santa's delaying his visit to our house until then.
Oh, lovely.
Great thing is, Kat, he's 2, so it's literally all about opening those boxes. So he'll be absolutely fine.
Absolutely.
That is such a cute picture of you two. And explain exactly how it works, because, you know, I sort of grew up in Essex and we have the Essex Air Ambulance there, but I imagine the terrain in Wales, obviously, is going to be so different. So, I mean, no 2 challenges would be the same for you.
No, every day is different. We don't know what we're going to get called to. The phone rings and we go straight out the door. We could be landing on a beach. We could be going up to a snowy mountain. We could be going into the city. It really, you just don't know what you're going to go to. There's a lot of walking involved. We carry heavy equipment everywhere we go. So yeah, it's a great job and it's the best job in the world.
And Kat, you are a big advocate for females in your role, aren't you?
Yes, I do hope I can inspire females to do job roles like mine. It is hard, obviously, having a family, being away from them for 12-hour days and away for a run of shifts. But I do hope that other people see this and realise that they can do this job. It's hard, there's lots of sacrifices, but as I said, it's the best job in the world, and it's just so rewarding, especially when weeks, months, years down the line we get to meet former patients and see how amazing they're doing, and that knowing that a small part of that is down to us and our team going out to them.
Kat, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing.
To reiterate what Josie
you.
said, from all of us here this morning, thank you for everything you do. I saw you there with Santa Claus, so, you know, you've got some perks of the job. Do you... we just want to give everyone the opportunity to give their friends and family a shout-out. So anyone you want to say hello to around this Christmas time?
Oh, good morning, Elias. Mummy's here. And obviously to all my friends and family who I literally couldn't do my job without the support of them. Just good morning, everyone.
Nice one, Kat.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you. We're going to move on to Alex and Adrian next. Alex, Adrian, tell me how you're going to be spending your Christmas Day this year.
Right, well, we're going to be in the kitchen very early on Christmas Day morning, and we'll be getting all the food ready for lunch for the traditional turkey roast for them. And yeah, it's going to be a great day. I think everyone will get involved and, yeah, spread a bit of festive cheer.
And just to remind everybody, you're going to be at the Chandler Care Home there, and you're going to be creating Christmas dinner, but you're also got a special dinner on Christmas Eve, haven't you?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. We're holding our famous fake away, and this year the resident chose to have fish and chips, traditional fish and chips, the night before Christmas.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we will. So all the residents will be in their pajamas watching Christmas movies, and we'll deliver the fish and chips all in its wrapping and its boxing like a proper takeaway.
Great. And on Christmas Day, lads, how many are you feeding? How many turkeys are you going to have to prepare?
I think we'll feed probably between 80, 90. We invite all the family members to join them as well, and all the staff colleagues as well. So, yeah, it's a lot of turkey.
80 and 90? When do you start?
Around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock on Christmas Day.
Wow.
It's all in the prep. The residents are going to be helping us prep the sprouts and peeler spuds the day before, so that'll be a bit of the work done for us.
Nice one, yeah. Put them to work, good lads.
If you want to join us, we've got a spare peeler.
And Alex, Adrian, you both got young families at home. What will it be like to not spend Christmas Day with them this year?
Well, when we've both been in the industry for a while now, and I think all our family is kind of used to us working around Christmas.
Right.
We will catch up on Boxing Day, whenever we'll be off, and we'll just have our own little Christmas after.
Right.
I think they're proud of us as well, and I think they know that it's important that everybody gets to celebrate Christmas. So yeah, we just celebrate ours a little bit later.
Yeah,
nice one. Lovely.
Guys, who do you want to give a shout out to today?
Can I say hello to my two girls, Hattie and Lily?
Oh, hello, Hattie. Hello, Lily.
Gemma.
Yeah, and I'd like to say hello to my two daughters as well. And yeah, my wonderful fiance who is at home taking care of our little 5-month-old.
Brilliant. And give us a wave to all the residents and staff there. Well done, guys. Thank you.
Hello. Oh, Merry Christmas, and thank you for
Cheers,
giving
Alex.
up your Christmas
Bye,
Day
Adrian.
and your Christmas Eve. Thank you.
Now, my son is going to be very excited about the next item. Zoe and Maddie are firefighters. Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about the shift you're going to be doing on Christmas Day up there in Cheshire.
So we're going to be working Christmas Eve and Christmas Day this year as well. We'll come in, do our usual checks, make sure that we're operationally ready to go. And then if there's any jobs throughout the day, we'll just make sure that we're ready straight on the truck, getting to people who need us.
Nice.
And Maddie, what would you normally be doing on Christmas Day if you weren't working?
Well, usually Christmas Day is sort of a day for family, so we travel down to see my parents, and my siblings would all join up there. So this year, because me and my brother are both working on Christmas Day, we're having it early this weekend on the 22nd, and then I get another one on the 27th. So I get 3 Christmases, really.
Oh, nice. It's worked out all right for you, then.
And in terms of the call-outs you get on Christmas Day, what would be the kind of thing you normally get called to?
I mean, that could be anything. It depends. A lot of people travel on Christmas, so potentially there could be some road traffic collisions, hopefully not. Again, there's people cooking, there's people having a few drinks, so hopefully people are watching their cooking and not letting things catch on fire, because ideally we don't want to be called out because we want people to enjoy their Christmas Day.
Yeah. So we just saw some pictures here that we flashed up. Are you like in a Hollywood film as well or something?
You were amazing.
They're incredible, some of these like action heroes. Like, you should have figurines made of you or something. One last question from my son. Do you get to go down the pole?
So devastatingly in Chester, we don't actually have any poles at any fire stations. So one day I want to travel to another station in a different county and have a go.
Listen, never mind that. We're going to set up a campaign. Just get the poles in there. Come on.
And ladies, is there anybody you'd like to wish a Merry Christmas to?
You can go. You go. I'll do a shout out to my partner Dan, who's going to hate that, and my mother, and then also my auntie Diane, who said they're recording this and keeping it forever.
That's special kind of torture.
Maddie, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just friends and family and everybody that I won't see over Christmas because we're all busy. But yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Zoe
Merry
and Maddie.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thanks to all of you guys. Thank you. We've got something special, haven't we?
We have, yeah. So we've got a special hamper for you, and they're from Prestige Hampers. Each and every one of you are going to be sent one, and that'll be with you just in time for Christmas. And that is just from a big thank you from all of us at This Morning, because we would be totally lost without you guys. So thank you for giving up your time on such a special day. And this is time away from your families. So thank you.
Thank you,
very
guys.
much.
Happy Christmas.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. All of that is the most wonderful time of the year, unless, of course, you happen to be a turkey.
Welcome to the most this morning item we could ever do at Christmas. Our first guest today, Dave Brooker, and his best friend, T2 the turkey. Now, they've been inseparable since T2 hatched 3 years ago. T2 now goes everywhere with Dave, from the pub to the dentist, even sharing his bedroom.
But as it's Christmas time, T2 only has one wish, and that is to stay out of the oven. So to prove that Christmas dinner tables can be a safe place for turkeys, we've invited T2 to join us for a festive lunch this morning. Good morning.
Poultry. This is a poultry-free zone, Dave.
Brilliant.
Do not worry. Do we use the C word around?
Well, I use it as a joke often. So many people say, I wish you for Christmas. And I'm like, you've just said the C word, that's very rude.
Don't use the C word, no.
Oh, well, good morning, T2.
Hey,
Good morning
T2.
to you, Dave.
So chilled, Dave.
Very.
Look, she's almost asleep.
But she's used to everything. She's used to, going out to the pub and with children running around.
So where did all this start? Where did it begin?
Well, her mum was sitting on 12 eggs, and unfortunately the first 2 that hatched, it was July, but it was in English July, and it was cold, and they perished. So I set up a brooder with a heat lamp, and she was the first one that hatched.
So did she sort of imprint on you then, Dave? Is that what happens?
Yeah. When I went to put all the chicks back under the mum when they were strong enough to deal with the weather, she kept coming running back out to me.
She thought you were a mummy.
Parent in modern day.
Yeah, all right, yeah, parent, sorry,
It's a very fluid household at Dave's house.
But yeah,
Dave, are you a turkey farmer?
No.
So how come? So do you keep them or? Like...
I've got I share sort of another 11 turkeys with where I've got my horses.
Right, okay. So you've got horses,
I got into the monolated small holding, but I just keep them for their eggs because their eggs are delicious.
Yeah.
You are like Dr. Dolittle, aren't you?
I am, yes. 2 horses, 11 turkeys and a few chickens.
So were you a vegetarian before
No.
T2 came into your life?
Actually, I wasn't even a vegetarian until I came on the show last year.
Really?
And it was talking to Josie and Alison that convinced me, you know, I really don't need to eat meat.
Well, they used to eat meat.
They asked the question, and I thought, you know what, she's so intelligent and so, it just makes you realise how intelligent animals are.
Well, she's such a companion for you, isn't she?
What is it that you're just obsessed with her about? Like, what is it what is the love? Like, does she give you cuddles or?
Yeah, no, she definitely will.
Does she?
Yeah, no, she'll fall asleep on you with her neck, so her head right in your neck here. Just fall asleep.
Very, very the most chilled out turkey I've ever met. Not that I've met a lot of turkeys, but she's very chilled, isn't she?
What's she
has
having
her
now,
moments.
What's she
does
having now?
she?
Yes.
When does she get a little...
Well, she likes to... I think flock animals, they can be quite dominant at times. They want to protect their territory as well. And there's a couple of people at the horses that she enjoys trying to bully, and she will chase them.
Is she quite dominant over you then?
No.
Oh, right, OK.
No, we've got a mutual respect for each other.
So how does the day-to-day work? Because she lives in your house, right?
She lives in the house, yes.
So you get up in the morning, do you shower together? And,
No. She'll go
like
downstairs.
a shower herself?
No, she goes.
Bath?
No, she goes downstairs. She has her breakfast, which is a bit of mixed corn and some water, while I get ready. She sleeps on a blanket up in my bedroom.
Lovely.
She doesn't get off of that blanket till I get up in the morning, whether it be 7 in the morning or 9 in the morning.
She is like a dog, isn't she?
Yeah,
Is she house trained then, Dave? Or...
Yeah.
Unfortunately not, no.
Oh, no.
But plenty of tissue and antibacterial spray.
Yeah.
Where does she do her business? Like, just anywhere she wants?
I'm afraid. That's why, everywhere I go, I take a blanket to be respectful for people.
Now, you might be a vegetarian, but she isn't a vegetarian,
No,
correct?
she's definitely not.
What is on her diet? What does she like?
She definitely likes a nice spider, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So my house is very free of spiders.
Yeah.
Anyone with spider phobias.
I'm going to get one.
Turkeys are your answer.
Oh, yeah,
And then in terms of, like, the more unusual food that she might enjoy, what does she...
She's been eating mince pie this morning. She loves a little bit of mince pie pastry. She will eat cheddar cheese.
She likes a Guinness as well, doesn't she?
She does sometimes like a Guinness.
Do you take her to the pub with you as well, then?
Yes.
Does she do the thing where she sits on the... Does she have her own stool?
She will sit on a stool, but generally I put her on a blanket on the floor. Or actually on the table itself.
And then does she do a pint, or does she like
no, she'll just sit
have a bowl?
She'll just sit mine, or I'll put it into a little dog bowl for her.
What do people say when they, because when they see you out with a turkey? Because it's not the usual, is it? It's what do people? Do they stop and say, "What's this all about?"
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, I'd probably say about 95% of people are lovely. They're like, "Oh wow." I mean, some people walk past you and don't even notice you're carrying her, which is great. But a lot of people, they just stop, especially children. Only the other night I was standing outside a supermarket because the staff wanted to see her and they hadn't seen her, so I took her round to the front. And there was a lady with her daughter there, and her daughter just was absolutely made up with her, and coming over and stroking her. Some children are quite scared, though, because they can look quite dinosaur-y.
Yeah. It's really
but
nice.
the general reaction is really positive.
So, Dave, talk us through at your house.
Christmas Day...
Don't say it too loud, Dave. Shh.
Well, I mean, this year, we're going to be up nice and early. Tito will probably have a couple of presents or some extra snacks. And then we're going to be getting ready and we're going to be going and doing parkrun this year on Christmas
Oh,
Day.
lovely stuff. Now, hang on, does she do the running?
Well, she's going to do about the last 10 metres because it wouldn't be fair to expect her with her little legs to run 5K.
Yeah, pretty fast, though, turkeys, when they want to be, aren't they?
They can be. But she will be doing, hopefully, the last 10 metres, just to finish, and I'll be pushing her in a buggy.
And Dave, you've credited T2 as helping with your anxiety and everything, haven't you? How's she helped you?
I think, obviously with a lot of things, especially Christmas time, can be a very poignant time for loneliness, especially if you're single.
Yeah.
But animals are just a great way, even if you're feeling down, they still give you the love, and you get back from them what you give them.
Yeah.
And the really great thing is she doesn't tell my secrets.
You've got many
Very
of them?
good at... No, I haven't got many secrets,
Oh, right.
no.
Well, come on, Dave, let's dig deeper.
She doesn't tell my secrets out, you know. You can say whatever you want to her and she keeps it.
And she doesn't argue? No arguing
Well,
back?
she can do.
There is something special
She
about
can
that, though, isn't
peck
there?
really quite hard, actually, sometimes.
All right.
When she wants something and you're not letting her have it, she can actually get quite sort of pecky, especially on your ankle, and that hurts.
Oh, right, OK.
There is something. Have you got any pets?
Not at the moment, but I'm going to get
Horses?
some.
You got horses?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
There is something.
It's a work in progress.
You've grown up around them, right?
Yeah,
So you get
yeah.
it. There is something special about animals, especially when you're like just that one-on-one contact you have with them.
Do you know what? It's when you lose an animal, it really stays with you. Like it really does. And I still think about my dog today. So to get another dog, it'd have to be very, very special. And it's like T2. She's obviously so special to you.
I mean, last year she got quite ill, and she was at the vets quite a bit, and we actually thought she might have been not make it, but the vets were brilliant. And
she's 3, right? And you're telling me they would normally live to about 8 or 9.
They can do, yeah, a little bit between 8 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
So, but she actually has an implant to stop her laying eggs.
Oh, I see.
Because that's what was making her ill.
Oh. And what are you getting T2 for Christmas, Dave?
Well, all of her favourite treats, really. You know, she'll get spoiled rotten and get all her favourite treats. So, but I don't think there's anything. She gets whatever she wants anyway.
What do you get? What do you get the turkey that's got everything?
I mean,
you
know, she might get a new blanket because she goes through them quite a bit.
Oh.
A nice Christmassy
Dave,
blanket.
thank you so
Dave,
much.
thank you.
Thank you, T2.
Nice to meet you, T2.
The most gentle, loving turkey I've ever met in my life. Gobble, gobble.
I love the way you say that. How many turkeys have you met? Have you spent much time around the turkey fraternity?
Not this much time, no. But I do like her. She got a nice energy about her. She's got a lovely vibe, yeah. And thanks, Dave. Now,
thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
And the great man Edwin joins us now alongside his daughters Diane and granddaughter Laura, who's responsible for most of the playlist, I imagine. Morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Edwin, thank you for coming in. So singing's always been part of your life, hasn't it?
Yes, it has indeed.
Talk us when did you first start singing? And what
I was a little boy, choir boy in the church.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure one year, Christmas time, once in Royal David City.
Lovely.
One of the choir members, the kiddies, sing the opening verse, and one year I had the thrill of singing the opening verse as the choir and the clergy walked down to pray through the church.
And then you were in the RAF and you sang in the RAF, didn't you?
Well, I didn't join, I was conscripted in those days. You were in the RAF. And for a little while they had a dance band on the station when I first went in, and I said, can I sing with you boys? And they said, yeah, sing with us. So I sang with the dance band. Yeah. Just a few songs, you know. And then, of course, I went abroad and spent a couple of years abroad and came back home, wanted to sing. So I took singing lessons. I went to Miss Violet Russell, L-A-R-M, for my singing lessons, and I spent about 2 years singing lessons, and I learned how to sing. I learned how to I was a tenor. And I learned how to reach the notes and whatever. And then from there, it went on and I performed at Easter time, Olivet to Calvary and the Crucifixion and Messiah, and I was tenor soloist in these productions.
Yeah.
I hardly call them productions, but I was a tenor
Always
soloist.
been part of you then, isn't it?
Yeah. And I went on from there singing, and then I did quite a lot of acting, and I did pantomimes and all sorts of different things, singing all the time. There was one pantomime I was doing, and they had a group that were doing a little dance, and so the director said to me, Edwin, you get in the group and do the dancing. And when she saw how I danced, which was absolutely awful out of step, she said, Edwin, I think you better move over there.
I was about to say it's a triple threat.
Very discreetly, she said to me.
So you've always been a performer then, really, your whole life from a young age. But, you know, 9 years ago, you did stop singing, didn't you, Edwin?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I lost my wonderful wife 9 years ago, who was so supportive and helped me with everything I did. And I just didn't want to know. I didn't want to sing. I didn't want to do anything, you know. Married for 60 years. My mum and dad and her mum and dad were friends. Actually, her mum and dad made my mother's wedding dress.
Right.
So I'd known Margaret all my life.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the 60 years we've been married, but it was all the years before we were married.
I mean, Edwin, you have racked up millions and millions of views. On your TikTok alone, you've got 9 million likes. You must, you know, be a local celebrity now, or even a worldwide celebrity, because this social media is everywhere. What do you think Margaret would have thought of it all?
Oh, she'd have been thrilled to pieces. She would, you know, wonderfully supportive. She would have been, and you know, I can't really say how supportive she was, and she would have been thrilled to pieces.
Oh.
Let's bring in Laura and Diane. So what got him back on the horse? What was it?
I think he says, and I totally believe this, he got a message from my mum saying, you must sing again.
Yeah.
You must do this again. You love it, you must do it. And so we found a local studio in Bournemouth, and we went along, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it just went from there, really. He started singing, thoroughly enjoyed it, knew that my mum was watching over him and was sort of supporting him. And he just carried on and on and on.
And then the new management and AR. Okay.
So, Laura, was it your idea to put your granddad on TikTok?
Well, Liv, my twin, initially said, why don't we do it? And then we sort of thought about it for a few days just because, you know, we were concerned whether it would land on the right side of TikTok, whether we would get nasty comments. But we thought, we presented it to Grandad, obviously, and everyone. And then we thought, yeah, why not? Let's just do it. Yeah, and it obviously has landed on the right side of TikTok.
Do you have any idea how much this would blow up?
Oh, my gosh, no. None at all. We were hoping it would get just a few hundred likes, like his videos. But the first one, how many, Grandad? About 6,000 likes,
Something
I think
like
the first
that,
one got.
Couldn't believe it.
So we thought, oh, yeah, we'll just keep
Somewhere over
posting.
the rainbow from
Yes.
yeah. And I was in a play. I was the lion in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You know, years ago. That was the part I played in the Wizard of Oz. Sung a song in that. I can't remember what it was.
And Laura, and you and your twin Liv, do you sort of pick the songs that you think you should sing? And obviously you pick songs that are still in his range and his comfortable.
Yes. Well, Grandad obviously has the songs that he likes to sing, but for TikTok, we try to see what's sort of trending at the minute. Like a couple of years ago, the Sia Snowman was trending a lot, so we got him to do that. Yeah, we just sort of see what's sort of viral at the minute and present it to Grandad. Some of them he does, some of them he's not so keen on, so he doesn't do.
Edwin, what's been your favourite new modern song to sing? Video games, I thought was a...
Video games, yeah. To be honest with you, video games, some company wanted me to sing video games. I did. I hated every note of it.
Why? It's such a nice song and it's so comfortable.
It's had 3 million likes.
You've got to give the public what they want, Edwin. All right?
Well, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it very much. So
You like it now, though,
Oh, I
don't
like
you?
it
You
now.
like it now.
Yeah, but, you know, I just can't remember. These girls give me these songs to sing, and they say, "There, Grandad, you've got to do this one. This is really going to town." I've never heard it before, so I get it, download the singer on the computer, you know, sing it about 1,000 times with the singer. So I get to tonight, then I get my backing track, which very often my studio guy, who is absolutely brilliant, Arthur in Sizzle Studios in Bournemouth, fantastic, will make a backing track for me. And then I will sing to the backing track. But it's not easy, I might tell you. Singing the songs I've always done, the Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra's, and, you know, the songs are easy to sing. You always get a little bit of lead, a little bit of, you know, the melody in the songs. But these ones today, you just don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what made me laugh this morning? So I asked everybody in the office, I said, where's Edwin then? They said he scooted past the office quicker than any guest we've ever had. They said, there is no slowing this man down. Yeah. Edwin, what's next for you? And what would you say to anybody out there that's thinking about taking on a new hobby like you have?
I would say to don't give up. I mean, old people, some play the piano and they stop playing the piano. So I say to them, get back and play the piano. Well, you're a singer, well, sing. Do you like doing this? Well, don't. Just because you're getting old, you're not getting old these days. Do what you want to do and don't give up. And you'll live another 20 years.
Yeah, but that's honestly, it's just brilliant.
I love that.
Not even advice, it's like a mission statement. Vote Edwin! Evan, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Diane. Laura,
Thanks,
it's so
Diane.
good.
Thanks,
We'd
Laura.
love you to perform for us now. Hopefully one of the songs you like. If you'd go and get ready over there on our stall, if you would, please. That'd be lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Edwin. Oh, I cannot wait.
Can we have a little round of applause for Edwin, please?
Thank you. There we go.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Let's meet our first guest, who shares his home with 4 elves.
What?
Yep. But before you start having visions of Santa's workshop, these elves are actually life-size dolls that cost over £3,000 each.
Since acquiring his first elf back in 2014, Nick Royett spends his free time dressing them up, doing their hair and makeup, and even taking them to bed with him every night.
Well, he's joining us now with his unusual family. It's great to have him with us. Hi there, Nick. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really intrigued to meet you, Nick. Before we get started, will you introduce us to your family of elves?
Sure, yes, no problem. The one to my right is Farishi. She's a forest elf. I call her, the Gaelic is Glass, because she's green. This is Iche. She's a drow elf, or a night elf, or black elf, a dark elf, sorry. This is Sorche. She's an Airgid, a silver elf. She's the princess guardian of Kavina, who is the queen elf, and she's the gold elf.
Ah, and Sorche was your first elf. Have you always collected elves, Nick?
Sorcha. No, it all came out. It was something that happened. I used to fly model aircraft, and one of the guys said to me one time, he said, "You've got no pilots in your aircraft." So I thought, oh, it'd be quite nice to have an elf in my aircraft. So I did some searching online to get some elf pilots. I couldn't find any, but I did find that I could find this place would make me a full-size one, and I thought, oh, I'd like a full-size one. So that's what I got, and Sorcha was the result.
So when you say, oh, I'd like a full-size elf, I mean, that's quite a leap from trying to put one in a model aeroplane to actually having a full-size one. What was it about having a full-size elf or a full-size doll that you thought would be fun and interesting?
Well, yes, that's exactly the point. It is fun and interesting, and I build, I make their armour, I make their costumes, I do their makeup. Recently we had Sorcha on the back of a horse in full armour. Took some photographs of that. So it's an ongoing hobby. I've decorated my house around them, so it's an ongoing process all the time.
And when you say you've decorated your house, what have you done?
Well, it's this one's not quite the same as my house in Birmingham, where it was like the inside of a cathedral almost. This one is a bit more sort of Gothic, shall we say? So I've put the Gothic backdrops up on the walls. They're actually I've used them as wallpaper, so that the house looks bigger, because it's not very big here, to be honest, and it looks bigger, and it's sort of a nice background for the elves, and it makes good backgrounds for photographs.
We just had a little I think one of the elves has been getting into our sound here, because we all
one of the naughty elves, the Christmas elves.
Can we just double check we can hear you, Nick?
Oh, that would be Iche. She's
mischievous.
Iche's a bit mischievous, so it might be her.
Nick, one of the fascinating things about this, and people will be sitting at home watching, saying, and clearly you enjoy their company, but what have the elves brought you that you're not getting from some human companions?
Well, they're here, basically, Ben. They're always here.
So were you quite lonely then, Nick? Did you? I mean, is the point that actually you were quite happy on your own and you didn't have a lot of friends, and actually this has been a sort of way of creating a surrogate family?
I have friends, but I quite like my own space. In fact, I like my own space a lot, and I enjoy their company, because they're there. I don't do the psycho thing, and I don't sit there and have conversations with them. But if for instance I trip Farishi is sitting there, and when I walk past, I sometimes catch her feet, and I say, "Oh, sorry," and things like that. So you do anthropomorphise them a fair bit, obviously, you know, because it gives them all personalities and a presence, and that's what you want. But other than that, they don't interfere with your daily life.
Well, I was going to ask you about your daily life, actually, Nick. So how do you function and what do you do? And do you have a set routine that you do every day with them?
Not with them particularly, per se, because I have lots of daily routines because I still work part-time. And you know, there's just the general sort of day-to-day running of the house, you know, because I'm on my own. It's the house needs looking after, it needs repairs, the garden needs doing. Since I've been here, I've built a shed, a workshop, a porch. I've had a conservatory built on the back, a new bathroom, done all the insulation in the ceilings, had a new roof, had solar panel.
So
The list goes on.
Yeah, we saw a little picture, I think, you and Ishay. Ishay's the one that you take to bed with you, and I think one of the things that the people...
This one, yeah.
That one there. But one of the things that people will be wondering is whether the relationship you have with the dolls is more physical as well, but that's not the case, is it?
No, I mean, all I have, because, I mean, she's wearing more clothes than most women do. You know, but, no, just cuddle. They're nice to cuddle. It's better than, you know, the sadness of just cuddling a pillow, isn't it, you know? And the lovely thing is that they actually warm up. And because they've got metal skeletons, they actually retain the warmth. So as long as they've got the bed covers on them, you can get out and potter around for a bit, come back to bed, and they're still lovely and warm. And, of course, they're not hot or anything like that. They're human warmth.
And what do your friends or family make of this, Nick? And have you had much negativity or criticism about it?
No, actually, strangely enough. Some people, obviously, strange people, strangers to the house, I should say, come in and sometimes they're a little bit shocked, especially when they see Kavina, because she's so tall, you know. she can be a bit scary, which was the idea. But normally people just say, you know, they're a little bit fascinated by them, you know. It's surprising how many people come out of the woodwork about how they like sort of Lord of the Rings and elves and all that sort of thing. I've got people across the road, they're into the Lord of the Rings, and I've got people next door but one, they're into dragons, you know. So it's surprising how it draws people out, and generally speaking, people just find them beautiful. I did take Sorcha to have her wig done one time in the city centre in Birmingham, and it was a place where ladies who have cancer have wigs, you know, when their hair falls out. And I took her in there in a nice little black dress, and she was all done up and everything. And without fail, every single one of them wanted to see what her boobs were like.
Wow.
So...
OK.
Yeah. So everyone's intrigued everyone's intrigued by the anatomy of these dolls and also your relationship with them, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, most people don't really ask about the relationship with them. I think a lot of people obviously make assumptions, but generally speaking, they don't ask.
So will you be having Christmas at home with all four ladies?
Yes, I will, yes.
Excellent.
And have you bought them presents, Nick? Do you do things like that? Or is there Christmas outfits?
Ironically, I don't really... I like to build them stuff or whatever, but ironically this year, this Kavina's already wearing her new under costume. That'll be modified when as time goes on. And I've just bought Sorcha a new under costume as well. But it's more complete than I normally have, because I normally modify other clothing to suit you know, for their costumes.
Yeah, amazing. Nick, it's been absolutely fascinating. Thank you for giving us a little insight into life at home with you and your four elves. They are extraordinary creatures, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I love them.
That's apparent.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick, for chatting to us this morning, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, have a fab Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you.
Our pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you on TV, Ben.
I'm right here now, Nick. Have a lovely Christmas. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.